Saban arriving at Bryant-Denny Stadium. His first game as head coach of Alabama against his former team. Les Miles arriving at Bryant-Denny Stadium. His first job as head coach against the man who preceded him. Down in the Louisiana Bayou, football is a serious business. And over the course of 5 seasons as LSU coach, Nick Saban was very adept at the business of football. In 2003, he joyously celebrated the Tigers' return to prominence with a national title. But the celebration was short-lived. 1 year later, Nick Saban left to coach pro football. Enter Les Miles. In his first 3 seasons at LSU, he's won more games than any coach in school history, including his acclaimed predecessor. Only one problem. As of yet, no championships. Earlier this year, things got really complicated. Nick Saban returned to college football at Alabama, the team LSU fans love to hate, and folks in the Bayou felt like a jilted lover. So today, we come to a crossroad. Will the past and Nick Saban continue to haunt his former team? Or will the Tiger faithful finally embrace the present and head coach, Les Miles?
This has been Coach Miles' team, and this is Coach Miles' team.
When we found out Coach Saban was our coach, we knew that he was a proven winner, and that we just had to abide to his system to be successful.
Alabama is one of the best in the country. When they start playing Sweet Home Alabama, you know it's time to strap up your cleats and go to war.
I'm more than ready to play this game. This game here has been on my mind all season. The chance is finally here. I can't wait.
Discipline, focus. Did I say physical? Then that would be a big thing. Physical.
We welcome you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS. As the first team to take the field, the homestanding Crimson Tide of Alabama, their head coach, Nick Saban. A moment ago, leading the team onto the field. Off an open week, they come in 6-2. And now the appearance of the third-ranked team in the country with their head coach, Les Miles. 7-1 for the year. The Tigers of Louisiana State, who are going to take a very casual approach to their appearance on the field. This afternoon, we join the SEC in celebrating 75 years of college football as the Tigers of LSU come to Tuscaloosa to take on the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Good afternoon, everybody. Vern Lundquist, along with Gary Danielson and Tracy Wolfson. Both coaches insist, believably, it's not about them. Players on both sides say credibly it's not about the coaches. But as for the fans, well, that's a different story. There has been an enormous amount of emotion invested in this encounter. Some by the folks wearing crimson, most by the people wearing purple and gold. For many LSU fans, Nick Saban has become a traitor. Having led them to the mountaintop, they now see him as a guy who can cause the erosion of their lofty status. And as for Les Miles, many LSU fans see him only as not Nick Saban. In his third year, he's finished 11-2, and comes into this one 7-1. And yet, sometimes, incredibly, many folks who follow LSU football are regarding this as a referendum on Les Miles' coaching abilities. Such is the state of college football in 2007. Well, there is a game to be played, and it has a slight amount of significance. LSU and Alabama, 4-1. The winner of this one will grab hold of the leadership for the trip to Atlanta. And Gary Danielson, we've seen this LSU team many times this year. They do have some questions coming into this one.
I think they do, Vern. First, their defense, which carried them earlier, has been giving up yards lately, and their best player, Glenn Dorsey, has been nicked. That's the question mark. 2 weeks ago against Auburn, he was the receiver of a chop block. One guy high, one guy low. When I first saw it, I did not think he'd be able to play today, but I went down on the field to watch him warm up. He was spry, he was jumping around, but let me say this, jumping around in practice is a lot different than taking on a 300-pound offensive lineman in the game. So the question could be answered on the other side of the ball because early Doucette is finally healthy. When he's out there making plays for this football team, this LSU offense is a whole different type of offense. And he's really a security blanket for Matt Flynn. Early Doucette will be the go-to guy, and when he's playing well, this LSU football team offensively is as good as anybody in college football.
You know, we saw Alabama against Florida State earlier. They've answered some questions about themselves since then.
I think you're right. I think it happened about halftime of Florida State. Now, let me change up. It happened at halftime of Florida State. This Alabama team went to John Parker Wilson and DJ Hall. They have a completely different style now. They think pass first, run second, and DJ Hall is now their playmaker. LSU must find a way to slow down that twosome.
View from on top. Experience SEC college football on CBS. Brought to you in high definition by Sony. 92,000 plus have gathered on a perfect early November Saturday afternoon, 69 degrees, a slight wind in the forecast for continued clear and cool. 71st meeting. LSU won last year in Baton Rouge, 28 of 14, and LSU has captured 4 in a row and 6 of the last 7. The Tigers won the toss. They've deferred the option, and so Alabama will get the ball. Andrew Crutchfield will kick off. Javier Arenas and Jonathan Lowe are the deep men. Here is Crutchfield. Arenas, 20, 30, 38. And let's check in with Tracy Wolfson.
Thanks, Vern. Nick Saban didn't want to talk about how he was feeling when he first stepped on the field today and saw his former team across the way. But judging from a quote he made in August, you can bet those first few minutes were emotional. He said about taking the Alabama job, I will never forget what this has done to my relationship to the people in Louisiana, who I have a tremendous amount of respect for. We accomplished something with those people that is as special as anything that has been accomplished in my life. And now that's tarnished because now it's that I'm a traitor because I came here.
All right, Trace, thank you. On first down, John Parker Wilson goes for DJ Hall. That has been the winning combination for this Alabama team in the last couple of games. Second down and 10. DJ Hall and Matt Caddell break wide to the left side. Grant is the only running back. He's behind John Parker Wilson. Now Caddell in the slot. Play fake. John Parker Wilson. That sails on him. Intended for DJ Hall. Well, let's meet the starting offensive unit. John Parker Wilson, the junior, 58% for the year. 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And the offensive line, Antoine Smith, great one. Britt Cardwell starts for Antoine Caldwell. You saw Staver and Mike Johnson. Hall, Caddell, McCoy are the wideouts. Terry Grant, the running back, and Nick Walker is the tight end. Out of the gun, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right on 3rd and 10.
LSU has really snuck up. Both safeties are within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Maximum blitz. They come. Wilson hit as he lets it go. Caddell, he's forced out of bounds at the 48. Might be enough. Check the spot.
Well, Jonathan Zena, number 19, the corner, is playing outside, so they bring in Danny McCray, 44. You see the inside technique. Caddell is one-on-one, and that's easy pickings, but the defensive backs for LSU have been saying, we're ready to play some man-on-man. Let's put pressure on the quarterback and put it on our shoulders to play man-to-man coverage. They got it. 3rd and long, they didn't do it.
Crimson Tide will go with a double tight end set now. Caddell is out. That's DJ Hall. Here comes the blitz again. Stelz. And Craig Stelz, the safety, up high to help on the tackle. One of the leaders of this LSU defense, ranked 2nd in the country. And up front, there's Dorsey, the All-American. Marlon Favorite Pittman, and Jackson are the ends. The linebackers, Luke Sanders, Beckwith, and Allie Highsmith. And the secondary, Zenon, Stelz, Taylor, and Chevis Jackson.
Yeah, Chad Jones and Danny McCray have come in. They're matching up against the tight end. When the tight end leaves the field, LSU comes with their dime package.
Second down, 10. Four-man rush, little stunt. Soft pass tipped by Tyson Jackson, number 93. Gary, that's going to be a matchup today. Tyson Jackson and Mike Johnson.
Yes, Mike Johnson, the right tackle. It's kind of been a 2-year story for Alabama. They've been pretty solid on the left side, but on the right side, it has been a work in progress. That was going to be a screen pass for Alabama, trying to handle that early blitz package. That time, no blitz from LSU.
And for the second time in this possession, 3rd and 10. Cadell caught the first down pass last time. Blitz again, 5 coming. Jackson puts the pressure on, deep right side for Cadell. He adjusts and catches it in front of Danny McCray. First down at the 20.
This was not an all-out blitz. This was a 5-man zone blitz. You will see it right there. There's the one-on-one matchup inside. Just going to run the outside fade. McCray switches. Comes out, ball's underthrown. He's got safety help, and McCray overruns it. This is a theme you're seeing in college football. Throw the ball deep. The offensive players have more skill than the defensive players.
Second, 3rd, and 10 conversion in this drive. First down at the 20. It's a 4-man rush by LSU. John Parker Wilson deep in the end zone, incomplete.
John Parker Wilson's pass intended for DJ Hall.
Boy, is DJ Hall demanding a lot of coverage from LSU. That's why Matt Cadell's getting open. Other people will get open. But there is a corner, a safety, and maybe a linebacker looking for DJ Hall in every play. And it kind of makes sense considering what he's been doing the last couple games.
Well, against Tennessee 2 weeks ago, open week last week, 13 catches in that 41-17 victory. Running play. And that's a gain of a couple. Terry Grant is tackled by Ollie Highsmith. DJ Hall.
Yeah, he really has. The numbers he's put up in the last couple games. I mean, look at this. There's the line of demarcation. The first 6 games, 26 catches. The last 2, 24 catches. That has changed them and made them a different team, and it's opening up guys everywhere else. I think this is the third and long on this drive, isn't it?
2 3rd and 10s, and this is a 3rd and 8. 3 wides, 2 to the left. And LSU showing a 4-man rush. Motion right side, no flags. The pass incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and we'll see Lee Tiffin, who is 15 of 22 on field goal attempts this year.
Well, this LSU defense has been stung lately by teams getting inside the 20-yard line and scoring touchdowns or field goals. It's not, you get inside the 20, you're probably going to get up a field goal. I understand that, but 14 touchdowns in the last 19 times inside the 20-yard line is not a good record.
Tiffin is 1 of 3 between the 30 and 40 this year. This is from 36, and he knocks it home. Lee Tiffin, his father Van Tiffin, one of the legendary place kickers in Alabama history. It's not about the coaches. Right. Pretty good weekend for us at CBS.
Absolutely.
Alabama leads this one 3-0, and Lee Tiffin will kick off. Trendon Holiday and Keelan Williams are the deep men, and Holiday is a sprinter.
It's been not so special teams for LSU. They have not had a kickoff or punt return for a touchdown this year.
Holiday moves up, now moves back, grabs it at the 8. In trouble. Cadell hauls him out of bounds. Great special teams play by the wide receiver.
Well, I think this is a good matchup for Alabama. When you got Holiday on the field, you must match up with speed. There's a wide receiver that just caught 2 passes running down on a kickoff. You just can't run linebackers down there.
First down and 10 from the 15. Matt Flynn, healthy for the first time since the second week of the season. High ankle sprain sustained against Virginia Tech is in at quarterback. Handoff left side to Jacob Hester. He moves the pile a good 5 yards. Matt Flynn, whose first experience in SEC football was a visit here. He saw an Alabama game. He's from Tyler, Texas. He said, I want to play in the SEC. It came down to either LSU or Alabama. Up front, Black, Johnson, Helms, Hitt, and Stewart. Doucette back healthy. 3 wides today. Terrence Tolliver, Demetrius Byrd. And you saw the running back is Hester. Handoff left side. Hester out to the 27-yard line. First down with Kareem Jackson, number 3, making the tackle.
I tell you, watch him, Jacob Hester, run the ball in an LSU uniform against an Alabama defense. Might take you back to 1960s. I mean, this is what it looked like forever down in this conference. That's the way this guy runs the ball. That's the style of offense they used to run, and he always falls forward.
Out of Evangel High School in Shreveport. Now Richard Murphy, a running back, is on split wide right, top of your screen. Flynn moves up under center. Quarterback sneak. How about that? And defensively for Alabama, they'll go with a 3-4. Gilberry, Washington, Dedrick, the defensive end, the linebackers, Knight, McLean, Mustin, and Keith Saunders, kind of a hybrid, defensive end and linebacker. Castile, Carter, Rashad Johnson is the leading tackler for this ball club, and Kareem Jackson is the other cornerback. 2nd and 6. Keith Zinger, tight end, to split wide right. Flynn with a half roll, looks back, goes down the middle, wide open is Dixon, the tight end. And Richard Dixon has a huge gain to the 35.
I'll tell you, what a nicely devised plan this is. You're going to swing the halfback down the sideline right here. That takes this defender, and then watch the tight end go right in the vacant area. Take the safety out with a half roll. This was a well-designed play. Give that to the offensive staff, Gary Croton. He found a play that he knew would work right there.
Tight end Richard Dixon out of Ocean Springs, Mississippi, a 35-yard gain, a first down LSU. They trail 3-0. Hester. Matt Flynn is in a quarterback, and of course the backup, you may have heard this, Ryan Perilou has been suspended for this game. He was involved in a fight in a bar that spilled over into the parking lot. He was suspended for just this game. There were 2 men kicked off of the LSU team because of their involvement. Derek Odom, a linebacker, and a walk-on linebacker.
And importantly, I think it will affect the strategy for LSU. Matt Flynn will not run as many options or scrambles because he does not have an experienced backup.
Play fake. Goes deep left side. Oh, what a nice try. I don't think it's complete. It's not. But a nice grab nevertheless by Early Doucette. Well, Mr. Danielson, your perspective on this game, what do you think is significant?
Well, I think first down is going to play a huge role in this football game. And the way you measure that is 4 yards or more. You must gain at least 4 yards to win first down. And then how do you pressure the quarterback? Do you have to blitz, or can you do it with your front 4? We will watch that in this football game.
3rd and 8. Flynn with time, deep in the middle, caught Doucette. And it's a first down at the 11-yard line. They might rule it to 12.
Well, early Doucette, as we said in the open, is the difference maker in this offense, mostly because Matt Flynn feels comfortable with him. Most of these other receivers are first-year players on the team. Remember, they lost 2 #1 draft picks from last year's team. Doucette, a preseason All-American, only really played Virginia Tech, and then maybe the second half of last week's game, he's 100% today.
Here's the change by Matt Flynn, and a flag is thrown. We've either got illegal procedure LSU or encroachment offside. It's going to go against the Crimson Tide, it would appear. Thomas Ritter is our referee today.
What happened? A Bama player came in the neutral zone, and Saron Black...
Dead ball. Offside. Contact, number 95, defense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
There's Diedrich who...
Yes. Little movement by the defender, and then Black makes the move. So when he reacts to the defender, that's encroachment, and that was the proper call.
First down and 5. Hester. Quinn Johnson is in at fullback. Oh, Herman Johnson. And when he moves, the earth tilts.
That's exactly right. Hard to miss him.
So give the 5 back.
Dead ball. False start. 79. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Left side, number 79. Oh, the quarterback, you could see Matt Flynn turn around to audible or make a play call. Hair trigger. Hard to believe a guy 355 pounds has a hair trigger, but he does.
Doucette wide right. Demetrius Byrd starting for Brandon LaFell today. Number 2 is wide to the left. First down and 10. Option, pitch. Hester hit behind the line. Down at the 15 by Rashad Johnson, number 49. Loss of 3 yards.
Interesting, when we talked to Rashad Johnson yesterday, and his number 1 comment was, you have to know the formations and you have to know what to expect. Rashad Johnson is brilliant at recognizing formations. He expected the option and he made the proper angle to it. Rashad Johnson, the quarterback of that defense.
Well, he began his career here as a walk-on. He was a runner on the scout team. Now Trendon Holiday is at the top of the screen, all 5'5", 160 pounds. Flynn rolls out. He's got all kinds of room to run. Oh, my. Yeah. I mean, he's a mobile quarterback, and he's healthy. Healed from the high ankle sprain.
Yeah, he was expecting one of his receivers to help and move in his direction. And he was buying time to make the throw. Wallace Gilbury, 92, is I believe the guy. Yes, it was. And as he tries to plant and stop, his left ankle goes out from under him and no play. See, Flynn is looking for help. He might have had one there in LaFell, but he just didn't have time to find him. He took his eyes off him early and was going the other way.
But if he tucks it and runs, who knows? 3rd and 14 at the 16, spread formation, 4 wideouts. 4-man rush by Alabama. Flynn in trouble. Fumbles. Wallace Gilbury hit him. Carnell Stewart, the right tackle, saved the ball for LSU. They will have a chance for a tying field goal.
Pressure from the front 4. Can you pressure? Gilbury, just 4 people coming from Alabama. Gilbury comes inside, pops that ball loose, and LSU is very fortunate to get on that. Usually in that situation, the defense has the advantage.
43-yard field goal, Colt David. His longest of the year is 38. This one looks right down the chute. Perfect. Well, when you go 7-1, you don't lose the ball very often. LSU has lost only 2 fumbles all season. Carnell Stewart saved that one. Les Miles' team answers the challenge. We're tied 3-3. 17 seniors now play, starters rather, now play for Les Miles, recruited by Nick Saban. And some of the seniors had some thoughts about the 2 coaches.
Yeah, I think one similarity that Coach Miles and Coach Saban have is their want to be successful and want to win, and they're very intense about everything they do. Just Coach Miles shows it a little bit differently than Coach Saban.
I wouldn't say there's too much of a big difference. I enjoy both of them. Coach Miles, my head guy right now. I really enjoy him, and this is his team.
Coach Miles is the guy that wears the LSU hat each Saturday when we run out the tunnel. So the guys behind him 100%.
Nick Saban has actually coached a team against LSU prior to this game.
Michigan State, right?
Yeah, in the Independence Bowl, 1995. There's the 17 starters and 30 total players were signed by Nick Saban. Just as an aside, not much interaction, not any interaction on the field between Saban and his former players.
None at all. I was down there. You're right.
Here's the kick. Josh Jasper. It's taken by Javier Arenas, number 28. And he gets it back to the 21-yard line. And here it's a 3-3 game. First down and 10. Glenn Dorsey, victim of that chop block by Auburn 2 weeks ago, is on the field wearing a brace, number 72. Terry Grant with the carry. And Derry Beckwith, number 48. Whoa.
Yep, you can see it.
Dear.
It's a lot different. It's a lot different running around and bouncing around than taking on a SEC offensive lineman. Dorsey in the middle of this thing, right in the middle of your screen, number 72. Just leverage, and a backside guy just falls on him. It's what happens. It's just what happens. No design by that. It's just one of the freaky things that happens. And I really wonder now, with Glenn Dorsey's potential of being an NFL player, whether he should play at all again for LSU. I'm sorry, this guy's got too bright of a future.
That is a very sad sight. Here's something we did not expect to see when we went away to commercial. Glenn Dorsey assisted to his feet, and then. I get your point, though, Gary. I mean, this is a young man who passed up the NFL draft to come back for a variety of reasons.
And he's such a warrior. He's not, I'm actually half praying for him, tell you the truth. I hope he stays healthy.
John Parker Wilson, it is intercepted. Chevis Jackson, number 21. Picks off Wilson and is out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Fourth interception of the season for Jackson, which ties him with Craig Stelz for the team lead.
And this was just a zone defense. This was not man-to-man, but a more aggressive zone defense. Safety help allows Jackson to bite on the play. See, help here allows Jackson right there to be more aggressive. He's got help deep so he can jump the route, and that's exactly what he does, is jump the route. He knows even if he jumps wrong and he's mistaken, he's got a safety to cover it up.
The turnover provides LSU with an opportunity at the 13-yard line. Hester and Johnson. Johnson the lead blocking back, and Hester goes at right tackle. Gets down to the 10-yard line.
Well, I know it's a 12 or 13, 14-yard line, wherever they started out, but Alabama has a statistic, a percentage for this LSU team. When they're in I formation, they run the ball 80% of the time. Alabama was playing run on I formation, and LSU must try to break that. They must come up with a play-action pass or something out of I that this Alabama team is not hanging their hat on.
Saw the average inside the red zone. Kevin Steele is the defensive coordinator at Alabama, former head coach at Baylor. He had statistics for everything possible circumstance. Here's Flynn being chased. Throws it away, almost picked off. Dangerous as Simeon Castile dives for the ball. Number 2 out of the. Here's Dorsey on the sideline.
You can tell as we look at Dorsey shaking around that leg, it's not 100%, I'll tell you that right now, that both teams have been drilled into them that we must affect the quarterback. Both coaching staffs. Now we know Nick Saban believes in this. We've seen his MO forever. But LSU has made a living also on defense by having a 4-man rush and making plays on the quarterback.
Out of the spread, Flynn on 3rd down and 8. Pulls up inside to Doucette. He goes right. Early Doucette somersaults in. Touchdown.
Nice pass. Into the end zone. Touchdown.
Well, this is shades of 2006 with Jamarcus Russell running all those screens to early Doucette. Remember those plays? It's exactly what he dialed up. Gary Croton did right there, and it was beautifully executed.
Colt David for the extra point. Early Doucette, third touchdown of the season. Here's the extra point up and good. He missed 4 full games, got in for the final series at Kentucky, healthy again.
I'm sorry, Vern. There he is right here. He's going to come out and then loop under, and then he's going to get these offensive linemen coming up. It is one of those great college football plays. Actually, the NFL is now emulating that play more and more, and Doucette avoids the big hit by doing the somersault.
Herman Johnson got one of the key blocks, and LSU has Glenn Dorsey to help celebrate. Here's the kick. This is Andrew Crutchfield, and Javier Arenas moves up, grabs it at the 10. Near the 25, spilled as he gets to the 26. And moments ago,
Javier Arenas on the return from the 10.
Glenn Dorsey.
Yeah, here's why I say, Glenn Dorsey has paid a huge price coming back. He wants to play. Now some adult has to say, Glenn, you're a potential $20 million guaranteed first-round pick. Before we put you back in, we're going to make sure you're at least 90, 95%, or we're not going to let you play. That's my point.
First down and 10. 10-3, LSU. Here's the handoff, left side. It's Terry Grant. And Tracy Wolfson has a little bit more on Glenn Dorsey. Trace?
Thanks, guys. I spoke to the LSU trainers, and they told me it was actually up to him whether he wanted to go back in or not. He told them he didn't feel completely assured that he was okay, so he said he wanted to be evaluated in the locker room. It's really hard to see what is going on with that knee with the brace on, so they took him in, they'll take it off, they'll look further, and then they'll evaluate whether he should go back in or not.
All right, Trace, thank you.
Well, Glenn Dorsey's not only a great player, he's a smart player, if he made that comment.
Second down and 8. John Parker Wilson intercepted last possession. Oh, Terry Grant is buried. Derry Beckwith, the middle linebacker. And now he's holding his left knee.
27 by Derry Beckwith.
Well, when you talk to the LSU people in Bo Pelini, they call Derry Beckwith right in the middle linebacker right there, a special talent. He reads things quickly, he finds the hole, and he wraps up. Boy, that is exactly how you do it.
Beckwith.
Yeah, left knee.
Yes, indeed. When we get back to play, it'll be 3rd and 9. With 3:20 to go.
Now remember, with maybe out of this game, or at least for the next couple plays, this LSU defense has lost Charles Alexander, their starting tackle that started the season, and now Glenn Dorsey. So they've lost the middle of that defense, that triangle in the middle. The problem is Alabama doesn't like to run at the middle of a defense. They've become more of a finesse team going outside. Let's see how Alabama tries to take advantage of 3 substitutes inside. Now, won't pop up here on 3rd and long, but as this game goes on, will it become more of a run game for Alabama to try to take advantage of that triangle, that missing triangle?
Beckwith out. Perry Riley, number 56, a sophomore, moves into the middle and takes his spot. 4 down. Marlon Favorite has replaced Alexander. That happened a few weeks back. Here comes the blitz. Oh, man! Chad Jones, number 3, came in almost unimpeded.
Well, you can see this motion to trips formation has been devastating by Alabama the last 2 weeks. DJ Hall goes across, and then the safety, Chad Jones, follows him across and then blitz. Another play drawn up by these 2 defensive coordinators. One for Alabama and now one for LSU. You can tell they both had a bye last week. They are ready.
Chad Jones, having gotten the sack, now moves back to return the punt. P.J. Fitzgerald And Jones is going to let it bounce. It comes to a stop at the 46-yard line, so an ineffective punt. 35 yards by P.J. Fitzgerald. 10-3 here. Let's go back to New York.
Gone across the country.
And a first down LSU with 2:15 to go in the opening quarter. R.J. Jackson, number 28, is in the slot as a receiver to the left side. Quinn Johnson and Jacob Hester are the backs. Toss Hester. Johnson in front. Reverse early Doucette. He's going to throw to Quinn. And Quinn has to wait on it, but now has the grab at the 19-yard line. Well, Les Miles has shown us all year that he is imaginative and unafraid to pull the trigger on trickeration plays.
Yeah, Matt Flynn that time, I think he may be hurt, though. A reverse pass. Remember, early Doucette was a high school quarterback. Flynn to Hester, early Doucette who can throw the ball, but I think Matt Flynn went down after this one too. His right knee, I think he was favored as he gets up. Was it him? I saw somebody go down on the play.
There's a player at the 25.
I'm not sure who. I thought it was Matt Flynn.
Matt Flynn.
Is it really?
Yes,
I thought so. And you're right. Great design play. Nothing apparently happens. He's wide open. No overthrow. He bangs his right knee on the ground. Could that have been it?
The injured player is Matt Flynn.
You know, as the Alabama player Johnson came across, he might have hyperextended it or kind of it folded it so tightly against his right side. And now Andrew Hatch, the backup quarterback who was number 3 quarterback, remember, no Ryan Paraluk.
Andrew Hatch is a transfer from Harvard.
Yes. Doesn't happen often, does it?
No.
Harvard to LSU.
1 for 2. That was against Middle Tennessee when Flynn did not play in the game. And Ryan Paraluk had a brilliant 20 of 25 effort. Andrew Hatch knew the offensive coordinator, Gary Croton, when he was the head coach at Brigham Young University.
Yeah, went to his camp and actually was most valuable player of the camp or most outstanding. Good timeout. They want to get Matt Flynn back in the game.
Matt Flynn is back on the field with a smile a mile wide.
And this is why we have replay. Watch this, the end. Matt Flynn gets headbutted by Stewart. He realizes he broke his chin strap. So he says, wait a second here. I'm going to have to go out. We got no backup quarterback. Oh, my knee.
Oh,
my knee.
Oh, it hurts.
So he could not get a good chin strap fast enough.
It's an owie.
Wow. Remember, Hester did it earlier. Was it Florida game?
Florida game after
And
he
now,
scored the go-ahead touchdown.
A lot of smart guys for LSU.
There's Flynn.
What is this?
Oh, my gosh. Flynn to the 8-yard line.
Matt Flynn inside the 10-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, you give up all the strategies you want into a football game, but big plays, explosive plays have gone against Alabama. Interception, long pass right there. But Matt Flynn running, I would not have thought that they would lead with that, considering they don't have great backup seniority. Let's put it that way.
Time is called by Thomas Ritter. Last play is under review, we're told, and Glenn Dorsey has reappeared on the field.
Well, I can tell you, most football players play injured. And if there's any way you can walk, I mean, I did it. Sometimes you just don't want, you just want to keep playing. You've learned it since you were a kid. If you get hit, you keep going, you get hurt, you keep playing. And it's whether his
knee.
His knee or his derriere or backside hit the ground prior to the ball crossing the line.
Nice choice of words.
Yeah.
I like that.
And actually, this isn't a bad situation for LSU. If it's second and very short here, it gives you a lot of options to go for a touchdown play.
So,
I almost would rather have second and a half yard from the 10 than first and 10 from the 10.
Another point under review is where the knee or the derriere stepped down. It looks like the knee was first.
Yep, knee then derriere.
After review, The call on the field is reversed. The runner was short of the 10-yard line when he was down. It'll be second down.
So you're saying that your options are...
Oh, yeah, you got more plays. You got more plays. See, first and goal from the 10 is a very tough 10 yards. Now you got 2.5 yard, and you got 2 chances. You probably are going to, if things go well, I mean, things got to go well on any down, but if you make 2 or 3 yards, you got first and goal from the 7, or if you throw one to the end zone, you steal 7 points.
90 seconds to go, opening quarter.
I formation. Alabama's playing 80% run. Let's see if they switch it up.
Second and short. Nope. This is part of the 80%. It's first and goal.
Jacob Hester.
And let's check in once again with Tracy Wolfson. Tracy?
Hey, guys, I'm actually confirming, Gary, what you said about Matt Flynn's shin strap. I have it right here. Yes, it is broken, and I spoke to the equipment trainer, and he told me, don't let our secrets out. And I said, too bad, Gary, already picked up on it.
Well, you have to be blind not to see that one. That's why we have replay.
Oh, goodness. First and goal.
Yeah, from the 5 instead of the 10. Big difference.
Hester plunges. I'm looking at him now thinking about what you said. He looks like Jim Taylor.
He really does.
LSU,
I mean, and especially in that uniform, that Green Bay, kind of a Green Bay look, right? A Jimmy Taylor, Paul Hornung type runner. Just lowers, pops through, and drives. And look at that difference now. I'll tell you, that was a big difference having that, not making that first down. The replay helped LSU.
Jim Taylor, a great running back at LSU, and later with the Packers. I see him every year at the Doak Walker Award. Second and goal. Handoff Hester. Don't believe he got in. Wallace Gilberry, number 92.
Well, you do know if you're Alabama and you're facing Les Miles that you better be ready to strap it up for 2 more downs. Tell you the truth, if Les had 5 downs, he'd go on 5th down.
Well, we reached the end of the first. Nick Saban's team trailing by 7 at the moment. And these two squads are going to make a 99.5-yard march to the south end. That's the end of one. We'll return to Bryant Denny after this message and a word from your local station. Now on the Alabama side, his first year as the head coach there. Les Miles, his successor at Louisiana State, has shown a proclivity to go for it on 4th down this year, should that become the situation. Right now, it's 3rd and goal from a foot out. Hester, touchdown, Louisiana State. And again, Glenn Dorsey raises his arms in celebration.
Well, Jacob Hester reminded me of that 4th down play against Florida out on the 50-yard line. He got hit in the backfield here, and he bounces in. Watch this. Bang, on about the 2.5-yard line and leaps forward. Gets hit in the backfield and then leads forward again. Hester wasn't too happy about that one. I'm sure they'll review it also. I wonder if his knee came down also.
Looked like it might have.
Yeah, because he wasn't too happy. Did you see his face?
Mm-hmm.
From this angle, bang, he runs into his own player, and then wonder if his knee comes down. Now, the knee going down, I'm gonna flash back to Florida. Remember when Hester had the ball and his knee went down or his elbow went down and Jamarcus Russell fumbled the next play?
Yes.
Cost LSU that football game, I believe.
That was a year ago.
We do not have any clear look at it yet. I know the replay officials going, oh, please, help me out. Oh, please.
Replay official is James Allison. 3rd week in a row we've had James.
Yeah, I mean, we got what we got. The guys are in the way. We have not seen a clear angle on this.
After review,
gotta be a
ruling on
penalty.
the field stand, touchdown.
With no clearer view.
No, nothing.
They've got no choice. And so Hester, absent the celebration.
Yeah, his look on his face almost said, oh no, I think my elbow might have gone down again. Been here before.
Colt David for the extra point. It's 16-3 at the moment. Louisiana State has taken a 14-point lead first play of the second quarter. Among the LSU Tigers recruited by Nick Saban, Matt Flynn, Jacob Hester. $92,000 plus gathered at Bryant-Denny Stadium on the campus of the University of Alabama. Jacob Hester, one of the 17 starters for this LSU team recruited by Nick Saban. Here's Josh Jasper. They use two kickoff men, and they do them interchangeably. Crutchfield and Jasper, they've each kicked an almost equal number of kickoffs this year. Javier Arenas and Jonathan Lowe are the deep men. This is Arenas who goes right, has a little room. Fumble, but it goes out of bounds, and Alabama will retain possession. We get underway here in the second quarter in this emotion-charged game. Gary, you thought that first downs and the yards gained on that down will be significant.
Yes, if you measure it by 4 or more yards, LSU is 5 for 8 on first down. Alabama 0 for 5 in the first quarter. And that's controlling the game because you don't want to get to those blitz packages. Both of these teams, as you see the numbers, are afraid, I don't want to say afraid, but they're challenged by the other team's blitz packages. So the first down plays of 4 or more yards keeps them in front of the game and keeps both defenses out of those intricate blitz packages.
And the stoppage of play for some reason. Now we're ready to go.
You know what I've noticed is you got to be really careful how you use your words when LSU and Alabama. People get mad at you.
Oh, you've noticed?
You don't want to say the word fear in Alabama.
No. Oh. On first down, Terry Grant is stuffed by Glenn Dorsey, who is back on the field. Get complete coverage of all the day's action and watch an exclusive SEC College Football Highlight Show tonight on CBSSports.com.
Interesting, before the game, I was down in the field. I was visiting with Rich McKay and Phil Savage, the general manager from the Atlanta Falcons and the Cleveland Browns, and they both said about Dorsey is that injury showed them that he's very flexible, and it showed that a guy like that who doesn't get hurt is very valuable.
He's back on the field despite what we thought was a reoccurrence of the knee injury. Here's DJ Hall going right, looks for blocking help from Mike Johnson, and didn't get a whole lot of assistance on that play. Let's go back down to Tracy with more on Glenn Dorsey.
Well, Vern, I did speak to the LSU trainers. They said they took him into the locker room and everything was stable. They said it's up to him whether he feels comfortable enough to go back in. They said fire off on some guys, use the bike, jog on the sidelines. If you feel comfortable enough, go back in. Obviously he does. All
right, Trace, third down now, 3rd and 12. In the opening drive of this ball game, Alabama, there's a flag on the far side. Alabama converted 2 3rd and 10s.
That's probably going to be a sideline
warning on the LSU bench. That is their first warning.
Coaching staff coming out on the field. And so 3rd down and 12.
DJ Hall in the slot, about on the hash mark.
Four-man rush, incomplete, no flag up at the 45-yard line. It will be 4th down here as Ali Highsmith knocked it down. Let's go back to New York. And when you say that, I think of the old radio announcer Bob Ufer. I wasn't Bill. Here's the punt by T.J. Fitzgerald.
Gee, look at that. Backspin again.
Yeah, 9-9.
No return on the punt. It's
29 yards on that punt. 29 yards following a 35-yarder earlier. CBS Sports coverage of the Home Depot SEC will continue after this word from your local station. Time now for our carpenter, Gary Danielson. Today's look at Home Depot's tools for success.
I'm out of practice here, but one of the great tools for LSU was in the shop, and they got it back now, and that tool is being used in a lot of ways. The pass downfield, the short pass, and how about this? A tool that you turn it around and make it throw. That's a tool that is very, very valuable. You can see what he brings to this offense. An All-American wide receiver that LSU was playing and winning without.
Early Dew sat back on the field. He missed 4 full games, 80% of the next against Kentucky because of a groin pull. Charles Scott is the tailback now. There are 4 running backs who play, and Scott nailed at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Javier Arenas, number 28.
Well, you can see the last drives. They have been one after the interception, only 12 yards, but none of them long. And that has been poor punting by Alabama and a turnover. So the big plays are going not only in the special teams play Alabama way, but the big passes are going their way also.
2nd down and 10. Blitz delayed. It's a 5-man pressure. Pass is complete out of the left flat to Demetrius Byrd, number 2.
Flat's pass complete to Demetrius Byrd.
Yeah, Les Miles and Nick Saban, as do most coaches, spent some time as assistants. And they have had 3 meetings as assistant coaches. 1983, down at the bottom of the screen, was the first. Saban defensive coordinator at Michigan State. Miles at Colorado. 84, 24, 21, Michigan State. And 87, 17, and 11.
The last play is coming back, Vernie. It must have been some type of an illegal formation because there was an illegal man downfield for LSU. What number? We don't know either. Don't ask us.
No, Thomas Ritter, do not ask us.
Ineligible downfield. Number 82 offense.
Yes.
He was covered up by the wide receiver and therefore ineligible. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That's a tight end, Richard Dixon.
And that is a proper call. He was recovered that time.
2nd and 15. Alabama brings 4. Gilbury drops back. Little screen out to the left to Hester. And he gets the 5 back plus 5 more, so it'll be 3rd down and 5 for LSU. LSU team that's only lost this year when they were ranked number 1. They played at home, a thrilling game. We were privileged to be there on a Saturday night. They came from behind and knocked off Florida 28-24. The next week went up to Kentucky and lost in triple overtime to the Wildcats. So a 7-1 record. Herman Johnson is the injured player.
Let's see. Here he is. Here's Herman right here. Somebody rolls. Yeah, it looks like not too much. Let's go for the broken chin strap.
Well, he's down at the 36, the 37, the 38, and the 39-yard lines. Now Herman Johnson favoring injury. When he was born, he was the largest child ever born in Louisiana, weighed 15 pounds and 14 ounces. January 29th, 1985. His mom, Karen Johnson, is here. 3rd down and 5.
And it's not Will Arnold, it's Ryan Miller who's in that left guard.
Yeah, number 63, the backup center, has moved to left guard. Keelan Williams is in now. There's the pass, and it's knocked down, intended for Brandon LaFell. Kareem Jackson. Well, Herman Johnson went down, and here's his mom, Karen, being solicitously asked if she's okay. A little concern, real concern.
Yeah.
And understandable. That's the part you don't see too often. First punt for LSU. It will be dropped by Brandon LaFell at the 21-yard line. Herman Johnson prowls the sidelines. John Parker Wilson back on. He's been an ineffective 2 for 9, and he's built the brunt of the LSU rush so far. Thursday at 8, 7 Central on CBS. Roy Upchurch in the backfield. John Parker Wilson will throw. No, he won't. As the sack is made. Time now to welcome the Duck. Time for the Aflac trivia question of the week. Who was the only coach to win an SEC title at 2 different schools? Something that Nick Saban is attempting to accomplish. There's only been one. That's not the most difficult thing you've ever asked, is it?
Well, I think I can figure that one out.
Yeah. 2nd down and 12. Wilson, incomplete.
Well, I tell you, this LSU defensive secondary has heard all the criticism, and they are answering it, and they are trying to take away DJ Hall, and they are Bo Pelini, who, by the way, just as a little nugget I learned down, Bo Pelini was recruited by Nick Saban at Michigan State. Bo Pelini out of Ohio. So Nick was recruiting Bo Pelini at Michigan State. I told both of them that if he'd have got him, they'd still be working for $50,000 a year.
Pelini wound up going to Ohio State.
That's right.
And I think, I'm venturing here, I think Urban Meyer might have been a grad assistant at Ohio State at the time. Here's all the pressure's coming. And the pass is almost picked off by Ollie Highsmith, intended for Travis McCall. Flag is down.
Yeah, going to get rough in the passer. That's a tough one. You got a quarterback looking around. No one open. Great coverage in the secondary. Not quite sure, I had my eyes downfield, who made the hit.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 93. Defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
I don't think there's any doubt. When you lower your helmet at the end of the play, you're going to get called. But there's no doubt the secondary has manned up with these receivers for Alabama, and so far, they are just blanketing them. There's no one to throw to.
Tyson Jackson guilty of the roughing call. Pump. John Parker Wilson has a man open deep. It's caught by DJ Hall. In for the touchdown, Alabama. 67 yards.
It was a slant and go, just a little head fake. Major Applewhite, who saw the same thing I did, those players being bracketed and rushed and just played very aggressively short, went with a little head fake and a deep ball. Great call by Major Applewhite.
20 seconds ago, LSU was about to get the ball back. But the roughing the passer call on Tyson Jackson set up the touchdown toss.
Watch the subtle head fake right here. He's been playing them tight. Watch the subtle head fake. Head fake. One little jab step to the inside. They get a bite and a perfect throw from John Parker Wilson. What a route.
The bite was taken by Jonathan Zenon, number 19, and Curtis Taylor did not provide much help. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. LSU and Alabama 17-10 here with 11:03 to go in the half. Lee Tiffin will kick off. Trendon Holiday and Keelan Williams are the deep man. Holiday back at the 5. This will be Keelan Williams, who drifts back to the 5 to grab it. Knocked down as he gets near the 28. Well, critical penalty on Tyson Jackson.
Now remember, the very tight coverage, Tyson Jackson puts his head in the back of John Parker Wilson. The very next play, remember, tight coverage, stick a little slant play, throw a perfect pass, and that's why modern day college football is so tough to just blow people out, because there are a lot of coaches, Major Applewhite right there, that can dial up plays when he sees something out there, and he dialed up a great one.
Youngest offensive coordinator in the country. Dad Larry grew up an Alabama fan. He was named for Major Ogilvy, and an outstanding quarterback at the University of Texas. Major Applewhite shared duties there with Chris Sims. He's on the fast track to a head coaching job. 1st down and 10. Corner blitz, handoff. Keelan Williams breaks a tackle. Knocked out of bounds after a 15-yard gain by Marcus Carter.
Very interesting. Keelan Williams, 3 games ago against Florida, carried the ball 9 times. The last 2 games against Kentucky and against Auburn, he's only carried the ball 1 time in each game. Looks like LSU has decided, and we were talking to Gary Croton about this, to get more of their backs into this football game and try to run more different guys at this Alabama defense.
Charles Scott has replaced Keelan Williams. He gets a breather after the 15-yard gain. First down and 10. Flynn, deep left side, double coverage. Intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Johnson.
Going to be a penalty on this one, too, though. It's going to come back. I think this might be roughing the passer, too.
Flag is at the 45-yard line.
Well, it might be after the interception, a personal foul. But what a play by Rashard Johnson. He baits the throw and then makes the interception. What a wonderful play. This is going to be on LSU, it looks like, the way they're backing up.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 32. Defense, 15 yards, first out.
Rashad Johnson was over here. Now watch him go to the middle. Right there, Matt Flynn says, I've got my guy one-on-one. But watch Johnson. Reads the eyes, takes the perfect angle, and looks up and makes the catch. Boy, you would hope that Demetrius Byrd would come over and at least knock this down. Byrd kind of just runs away. Not run away, but he doesn't go for the ball. Quarterback could have used some help there.
And then the personal foul on Charles Scott. Number 32, Jonathan Lowe is in at tailback, and he is stuffed after a gain of a couple. Derry Beckwith, number 48, who limped out in the first quarter with a knee injury, is back, makes the tackle. So Jonathan Lowe getting activity. Glenn Coffey is one of the 5 Alabama players who is serving a suspension because of a textbook violation. Coffey was the number 2 or number 3 tailback. He's out for today, along with Antoine Caldwell, Marlon Davis, and a couple of special teams players.
Yeah, 2 starters on the offensive line, and they're matched up against a brilliant defensive line here.
Second down and 8. Here's John Parker Wilson, caught by DJ Hall. Circles left, shirt-tail tackle, which he avoids. Gosh, think back.
Yep.
Roughing the passer call on
Right.
Tyson Jackson.
Well, game's on. Okay, right now, game's on. John Parker Wilson has found something that he can do. This trips formation again, and DJ Hall, when he catches the ball, what did he tell us yesterday? I just get open, and when they throw me the ball, I make yards after I catch it. What's wrong with that? This is a guy that led this conference in yards last year and didn't make All-SEC. Wasn't even preseason All-SEC this year.
24 catches in the last 2 games prior to this afternoon. First down and 10. Here's Lowe again. Jonathan Lowe tries to come left, and he breaks the tackle. And a flag comes.
Jonathan Lowe across the 45. There's a flag on the play. Kirsten Pittman made the tackle for LSU.
Kirsten Pittman with the tackle. This is Marlon Favorite. Face mask, LSU.
Face mask on the defense, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
No number given by Thomas Ritter.
End of the play. Dorsey grabs him by the jersey.
Yeah.
Boy, I didn't see anything on that one. Dorsey's left hand was on the jersey. It might have looked to the back judge that it was his face mask. Looked to me like it was the jersey.
And so it becomes 1st and 1. John Parker Wilson pump. Good coverage. Pulls up and throws it out of bounds. Kirsten Pittman with the pressure. It's 17-10 here. Alabama all but dead in the water. They had an incomplete pass on 3rd and 12. A roughing the passer call gave them new life. Here's the tackle by Kirsten Pittman, number 49. This is a defensive line that's lost Charles Alexander for the year. Pittman back. He missed the last 2 seasons with injuries.
Let's watch Dorsey. See him explode into the center that time. Just pulls Caldwell right up, presses the play, and allows the defensive end, Pittman, to make it. That's the type of defensive tackle play we were used to seeing from Dorsey. Great leverage and great strength.
Injured player is Marlon Favorite. He's become a starter when Charles Alexander went out with a knee injury. Here's the junior from Harvey, Louisiana.
Well, this is a chop block. Remember, you're allowed to clip coming from the left side of the screen. You're allowed to throw those blocks if he's not engaged. And that was by Mike Johnson that was not even seen. That's what you do. That is the way you block on the offensive line. You get those big, strong guys. You go low and take the knees.
Favorite, who was a member of a rap group, and it was his rap group that was appearing at a nightclub on the campus at LSU, the scene of the disturbance last week that resulted in the suspension of Ryan Perilou. Marlon Favorite, from everything we've been told, was not present when the incident broke out.
Right. Now remember, this was 1st and 1, threw it away, 2nd and a loss, and now 3rd and 5 or 4 or something right here. So it's been a backup here.
3rd and 4. 17-10 with 8:41 to go, first half. John Parker Wilson knocked down by Derry Beckwith. Nice play by the junior from Baton Rouge. 4th and 4.
Well, Chevis Jackson has DJ Hall man-to-man at the bottom of the screen right here. Gives a little tug to the jersey, but very good coverage. Watch this. One-on-one. You could see the numbers get distorted right there. That could have been called.
P.J. Fitzgerald, who's not had an outstanding afternoon, is on to punt. Punts 35 and 29. This one high, fair catch called. Chad Jones will let it go, and the catch is made by the Crimson Tide at the 5-yard line, a 37-yard punt. Rashad Johnson, who has his 5th interception earlier in the game, is down on coverage to make the stop. Here's the Duck, who's the only coach to win an SEC title at 2 different schools. And the answer is, not surprisingly, Bear Bryant. Kentucky and Alabama. There are a number of coaches who have coached for 2 SEC schools. Look at this list. Curry, DiNardo, Dickey, Red Drew, Nick Saban joins the list. Sloan, Spurrier, Tuberville.
Who's going to be the first guy to do 3? There's been Tuberville rumors, I hate to say it.
Yeah, there have been. And here's the first down carry, Jacob Hester. Well, you remember when Michigan lost to Appalachian State in Oregon to begin the season. Right. The tornado that twirled around Ann Arbor and Lloyd Carr was amazing. And here you have Les Miles, the head coach at LSU, who played and coached at Michigan. Yep. And he has a buyout clause in his contract with LSU. He can buy out if he's offered the Michigan job, should that ever happen. 2nd down and 6. Flag is down. Quick opener by Hester.
That was an illegal formation or shift by LSU. They were all discombobulated. Didn't need to be. Just ran the ball left. They're getting a little fancy here, and they're making mental mistakes.
So bring it back and mark off 5 against LSU.
Illegal formation on the offense, only 6 men on the line of scrimmage, half the distance to the goal, replay 2nd down.
LSU is the most penalized team in the Southeastern Conference. Alabama's opponents draw more penalties than any team in the Southeastern Conference.
How about that?
And this is the 6th penalty already on LSU.
Right on cue.
Second down and 10. Play fake. Flynn being chased, lets it go. Intercepted. Picked off at the 10-yard line by Ezekiel Knight.
This is one of the best plays you're going to see a linebacker make. Ezekiel Knight jams the tight end, then backs up and makes a one-handed catch on it. Ezekiel Knight was a former wide receiver for Alabama. Now watch him. 47 into the line. Comes back out, puts up one hand, and Flynn tried to touch it, didn't touch it high enough.
Brian Motley, number 66, was applying the pressure. Terry Grant is the tailback. Second interception of this quarter now off the arm of Matt Flynn. Here's John Parker Wilson. Drills it. Tipped by Chevis Jackson. Flag is thrown.
Chevis Jackson in coverage for LSU. There's a flag on the play.
Well, remember the play before. Chevis Jackson had his hand on the back of DJ Hall. I wonder if he did it again.
Pass interference. Number 21 on the defense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Here he is, matched up.
First and goal to go at the 5.
See that left arm wrapped around? That's what the defender sees. They are not going to let him get away with that. That's an easy call.
Keith Brown breaks and goes wide to the right side. Hall is to the left. Terry Grant is the tailback. Hand off to Grant, hit and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Kirsten Pittman, number 49, was the first there.
Well, the question is, can Alabama run this ball into the end zone without some type of a gimmick play? They are negative yards rushing. Had a couple sacks, I guess, to be truthful, but another guy down on the field.
Andre Smith.
Ooh, another big-time player down on the field. Well, you have Glenn Dorsey and Andre Smith go down on the same field. That's a lot of football talent.
Smith, the sophomore from Birmingham, recruited by both LSU and Alabama.
Looks like Andre lost his balance on this play. Here he is on the left side. Watch him go to the second level, try to block, goes through, and as he turns back, looks like he may just kind of twist an ankle or slightly sprain it.
He will trot off.
Now second down.
Remember back when he was at Birmingham, he was the first offensive lineman ever named Mr. Football in the state of Alabama as a high schooler. Terry Grant is the tailback. 3 wides, Hall to the left. Second down. John Parker Wilson hit from the backside. He throws it out of the end zone in the corner. Matt Caddell and Kirsten Pittman again applying the pressure.
Well, and Pittman coming from that spot that Andre Smith was not in on that play. Makes sense.
Andre Smith is back in. Chris Capps got one play from scrimmage. And Wilson now 4 of 16 throwing the ball. The big one, though, was the 67-yarder to DJ Hall. Third and goal. Timeout. 6:22 to go before the halftime break. Kirsten Pittman and John Parker Wilson. How's your day going? Welcome back to Tuscaloosa, Bryant-Denny Stadium, LSU and Alabama. LSU jumped out to a 17-3 lead, but 2 interceptions by the Crimson Tide, first of which led to a 67-yard touchdown pass, the second of which led to a first and goal. And now, Alabama with a chance to tie this up. 6:22 to go, third and goal. John Parker Wilson, the quarterback. Deep left side. Stumble, 9 yards back. Incomplete. 4th down.
Well, it was the same 3-on-2 that LSU ran for the screen pass. Remember the early Doucette? Same 3-on-2 here. They're bracketing, and this time DJ Hall goes to the outside, right back into Jackson. And had he gone inside, and he will do it later, mark my words, he would have had a touchdown.
Lee Tiffin for the field goal from 21 yards. And the snap is down. P.J. Fitzgerald, the holder.
LSU 17, Alabama 13.
Now Nick Saban's team has to settle for 3. Ezekiel Knight's interception set up the field goal. 17-13. There's been more than a little interest in this encounter. LSU, Les Miles, they meet Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. And here we are, almost at halftime, 17-13. The game has lived up to the hype so far. For more, let's go down to Tracy Wilson.
That's right, guys. For LSU, this passion runs deep. You can just tell by all the anti-Saban paraphernalia sold today. And then how about this Bear Bryant houndstooth hat that the LSU fans dolled up with a little gold ribbon and a purple feather? You can bet that does not sit well with these Alabama fans, guys.
That just ain't right. That just ain't right.
There we are.
That's
Be
careful down there, Trace.
Yeah.
Be careful down there. That's the more traditional.
We saw some signs on the way in here on University Boulevard,
Yes.
which we will not be able to bring you. There were a few T-shirts sold in Baton Rouge.
Sure were.
17-13. Trendon Holiday is the deep man at the 5. Comes right, got some blocks. Flag is down. Holiday knocked out of bounds by Lee Tiffin. But I'm betting this one will come back. The flag is at the 29-yard line.
Well, I can tell you that Les Miles will start to work the referee right now. He's going to look up on the stats and see his team has 8 penalties to 1 5-yard penalty for Alabama. He's going to start being upset. It's going to be like a basketball coach. He's going to start working the referees. At least when he goes in and looks at them at halftime, I guarantee he's going to be upset with that amount of discrepancy.
During the return, holding number 32 of the receiving team, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, first down.
Now that is the second penalty on Charles Scott, the running back.
Yeah. Now, Matt Flynn, his last 2 possessions, has thrown interceptions. What I think LSU needs to do is go to their money players. Go to Jacob Hester. Go to Richard Dixon, number 82, the tight end. And where has early Doucette been since those plays early in the game? Okay, where's the 3 playmakers? LSU's been getting cute. Even Keelan Williams had that one run for 15 yards.
Keelan Williams is in there now. Hester is not. First down and 10 after the 8th penalty of the first half on LSU. Here's the option. Flynn will keep it. Doesn't get a thing. Darren Mustin, number 95. You saw something, I think, with Andre Smith on the third down
here's
play.
Andre Smith, and here's the guy he's blocking out here, Pittman. Now, you've got your best All-American tackle matched up, and he gets run right into the quarterback and forces the throw just a little bit early on the play. Nick Saban noticed it too. Look, make a stand, Big Andre. Andre's pointing to somebody else.
Second down and 12. Flynn, throwback. Inside, there's Doucette, but this time, nothing doing. Ali Sharif, number 26, was there to make the tackle.
Well, you go to your playmakers. You go to Doucette. The outside screen, he's coming back, and a great tackle by Sharif right there because there was space to get it third and medium. I think he gets 7-8 yards. Now it's third and long.
So it's third and 13 with 4:53 to go. Alabama, if they can get the stop here, will get the ball back with plenty of time. Blitz. Flynn. Inside pattern. All the way out to the 30-yard line. Demetrius Byrd, number 2.
Well, Rashad Johnson really worked on disguising this blitz. But by disguising it so much, he comes from so far away that Flynn in the shotgun formation has time, even though he's unblocked, to get this ball off. See, that's kind of where you're in between as a DB. You hide it from the quarterback, but even though he had a free run on Matt Flynn, he didn't get there, and that caused the first down.
That is the first catch of the afternoon for Demetrius Byrd. First down. Here's Flynn. Try the same pattern inside.
Look at that.
Richard Dixon, number 82, another first down.
See, now Gary Crowton did the same thing I did. We're struggling a little bit here. What do? I go back to my playmakers. Throw to Doucette, throw to Dixon, run the ball to Williams. I mean, Gary Crowton is dialing up his playmakers. And by the way, you wouldn't guess this. The leading receiver for this LSU team, that guy, the tight end.
Right. There's Gary Crowton, former head coach at Brigham Young and Louisiana Tech. Last year, the offensive coordinator at the University of Oregon. 17-13 the score. Here's Flynn. Dixon again, Gary.
Easy. Well, you can see it. When you want to constrict the defense, when you want to get that defense to move to the middle of the field, you start using that tight end. That'll open up the crossing routes and posts behind him later.
Second down, 4 at the 50-yard line. 3:26 to go. LSU jumped out 17-3. Alabama has scored the last 10. Byrd is wide left. Both teams 2 timeouts remaining. Quarterback keeper for the second time in the ball game, and he does not get the first down. So with 3 to go here, let's go back and check in once again with Tim. And the happiest man in America right now is Roger Staubach. He was the quarterback for Navy the last time Navy defeated Notre Dame. Here's the pitch. Left side, Keelan Williams, first down, LSU. This one a battle for the lead in the SEC West. These two teams came in with identical 4-1 records. Auburn 4-2, followed by a Mississippi State team that seems to have turned things around under Sylvester Croom. Arkansas and Ole Miss.
And Arkansas is going to get Marcus Monk back, and they're a much different team. They got 3 tough losses without Monk. They'll be a different team with him.
First down and 10. Two to go. Blitz coming again. Hester.
Flynn.
It's Flynn, I beg your pardon.
He looked like Hester.
Yeah, it did.
He took him on head first. And Matt Flynn, and that goes, you sit around, you try to think of things that might make sense as an analyst. And what might make sense is, since you don't have your backup quarterback, you're not going to run your first string quarterback. Well, what do? They dial up an option. They run 2 quarterback sneaks. They had a power sweep, and now Flynn right up the middle.
Out of the spread again with 1:42 to go. And again, 5-man rush across the middle. It's caught at the 11-yard line. That's Terrence Tolliver, the true freshman out of Hempstead, Texas.
Well, and when you talk to the LSU people, they say this is going to be the next superstar. Tolliver, a true freshman. That ball hit the ground. That one's coming back. LSU, look at, they're right up on the line of scrimmage. They want to run this one and snap it, but it's going to get overturned. So the next great one's going to have to wait before he makes the next great catch, because this one hit the ground.
I believe so. This should not take long. This is all a collaboration.
After review, the ruling on the field is reversed. Have an incomplete pass. It'll be second down.
There's a much larger reaction.
Yes. Well, that one made sense, and so it'll be second down and 10 from the 31-yard line, right? When is Holiday going to get one of those sweeps to the outside?
Let's see if he's on the field. No, he's not. Trendon Holiday, mentioned several times this year, second in the NCAA 100-meter dash last spring. outdoor championships.
It's a running back here, right there. Okay, so he's got a corner on a running back. That probably means it's a zone defense.
That's Castile on Richard Murphy. A little discussion going on about the Alabama defensive alignment. They are quite confused.
Yeah, I think Nick Saban took a timeout, did he?
Yes, he did.
Timeout. Alabama, that is their second charge timeout of this half.
Way too much conversation, not enough action. And we're back at Bryant-Denny in Tuscaloosa. While we were away, a flag thrown and a sideline warning issued against the University of Alabama's sideline. They need to get the get-back coach a little more involved. So now they have moved back from the field to play. 2nd down and 10. Alabama with 1 timeout remaining. Quarterback sneak again. Well, not a sneak, I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Quarterback run. He wasn't up under center.
That's right.
We are collaborators.
Team.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to leave you out there with the grammatical police. 3rd down and 2. Current BCS standings: Boston College at home tonight against Florida State. Ohio State won this afternoon. Arizona State and Oregon play this evening.
How about that team, Kansas?
Yes.
That win, and now I really believe if they run the table, they're going to be in it.
They demolished Nebraska this afternoon. 3rd and 2. Early Doucette starts in motion. Play fake. Blitz coming. Flynn avoids it. It's intercepted. That's his 3rd. Kareem Jackson has this one. And he's got a chance. Jacob Hester caught him. Oh, my gosh. Flags.
This is an unbelievable play by Jacob Hester. He saves a touchdown. You're going to see it in motion. I formation, 3rd and short. LSU tries to get fancy here. Wrapped up is, and on the throw, he's trying to go to Dixon, and Jackson gets it, and watch the tailback, Hester, run it down.
We have a dead ball. Personal foul, number 18. That'll be half the distance to the goal line. 1st down.
Hester makes a great play and then got a little exuberant right in the middle. The headbutt right in the middle.
Well, he was getting a mouthful from Simeon Castile as kind of a jawing, and he overreacts to it. Cannot do that, obviously. And that's going to put, what, half the field, half the distance now.
Half the distance. 3 interceptions in the first half.
Yes, and look, for all intents purposes, that the half was going to end at least with the field goal for LSU. And now Alabama with really only 1 big play as Hester chases it down again. Simeon Castile comes over and gives him kind of a jaw, kind of yelling at him, and Hester reacts.
At the 21, it's 1st down. 1:07 to go. Here's John Parker Wilson right into the arms of Kirsten Pittman.
John Parker Wilson.
They're going to force Alabama to use their last timeout now. And Pittman is just abusing Andre Smith right now.
3rd sack of John Parker Wilson.
Tell you get speed to the outside. Andre Smith has that ankle wrapped. He's darkened it with black tape, but he's got the advantage, does Pittman.
3 interceptions in the first half by this Alabama Crimson Tide defense. There's the first.
They have forced 2 turnovers in every game this season. They have 3 in this game, one as big as the next.
And so after the sack at 2nd down and 19, John Parker Wilson deep in the end zone, double coverage, tipped, caught, touchdown, Keith Brown. All but forgotten, a former starter. That's only his 11th catch of the year. The senior from Pensacola, Florida.
Well, you can't have better coverage than this. John Parker Wilson just throws it up, and this is just a senior making a play.
Tippin for the extra point.
Brown in the slot. Chad Jones to one side. The safety's going to come over from the other side. It's Stelz. Brown goes up. 2 against 1. This time the 1 beats the 2.
Almost incredible comeback now for Alabama. 17 unanswered points, fueled in no small part by 3 interceptions off the arm of Matt Flynn. And they have grabbed a 20-17 lead. Here's Lee Tippin with the kick. Squib kick. Bobbled. Sean Jordan picks it up. And let's go back, Gary, and take a look at Kareem Jackson's interception.
3rd and 2. Gerberry comes around, wraps it up. Ball is thrown short to the tight end. Jackson intercepts it. As Vern said, 3 interceptions, 2 long passes, 1 wide open, a great route by DJ Hall. The other senior receiver goes up between 2 LSU defenders, gets it down. 3 INTs, 9 penalties. That's a prescription for problems. That's how you go from 17-3 to losing at halftime.
Well, the last 3 they have played Florida, Kentucky, and Auburn, and you see that they have been a giving defense. But they were dominating in this game through the first quarter and a half. Left side, caught by Hester, out of bounds. 35 seconds to go, 36.
Simeon Castillo goes up to Jacob. I was just saying, good tackle to you. It's like, what'd you go all haywire for? Into that last play. Everybody has so much respect for Jacob Hester. Opposing coaches, opposing players. And he said, I was just saying, way to run down that tackle. You didn't have to go shove me.
2nd down and 8. 36 seconds to go. LSU with 1 timeout remaining. Flynn fires it to Hester. Out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Stops the clock with 27 seconds to go.
I really think this would be a big field goal try for LSU. I mean, they took one to the chin. You know, they are dominating. Alabama only has 135 yards in this game. 2 of them, maybe 75% of them on 2 pass plays, okay? And they're losing. LSU could get this to even. I think they're feeling really good going into halftime.
1 timeout remaining for the Tigers. Three-man rush. They flip it out of the backfield. Hester hit, out of bounds. Clock stops with 22 seconds to go. Simeon Castillo with the tackle. Colt David is the field goal kicker. He has a season long in this game of 43 yards. Think back to that Auburn game when they went for the touchdown and got it to Demetrius Byrd when they were setting up the field goal. 2nd down, 11.
He was making them from the 42-yard line in warm-ups. I was watching really closely, so that means they got to get about to the 35, maybe 33-yard line.
Flynn has it, stunts, across the middle. It's caught by Demetrius Byrd. The clock will stop now at the 29-yard line as they reset the chain. Matt Flynn's going to hurry up when they're set. He's going to spike the ball.
Well, for LSU, 15 seconds is an eternity.
Yes, it is. There's the spike. Now then, 13 seconds.
Actually, that's really the spot that I used. I
Yes.
like the fake spike and throw the fade. It's a beautiful time to run it. Remember the old Dan Marino play?
Oh, do I ever.
because the defense is so flat-footed at that point. Everybody's saying, you're saying spike, 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 clock, clock, clock. Everybody relaxes and you fake it and go for the bomb. It's a beautiful call.
13 seconds to go. Clock stopped. LSU still can stop the clock one more time. They have a timeout left. Second down.
Might as well throw to the end zone.
Absolutely. Four-man Alabama rush. Flynn across the middle. Bird. Oh, it was almost intercepted for a fourth time. Rashad Johnson with the defensive play.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll go field goal now. Les Miles told us that 8 seconds is the line of demarcation. He thinks with 8 seconds he can run a play. It's 7 seconds. He's going to go field goal.
And so Colt David, the junior from Grapevine, Texas, scored earlier this season on a fake field goal. Flynn tossed it to him against South Carolina. This for the tie from 47 yards out. You must be kidding. Kareem Jackson.
He comes all the way around the right side, the left side of the kicker, all the way around, lays out and gets his hand on it. Here he is right here to the outside. Watch him come around and make the play. Wow.
Let's go down to Tracy, who's with Nick Saban.
Coach, down 17 to start the game, then 3 interceptions to take the lead. Tell me, how did they come up and disrupt this LSU offense?
Well, I tell you what, the turnovers have been a real key in the game so far. Big plays and explosive plays for us on offense have been a big deal, but we got to play with more consistency. You know, defensively, we got to settle down. We lost our poise a little bit, and we're having too many negative plays on offense. We're not getting a hat on a hat. So we need to do a better job.
Do you think the slow start was any result of the emotions leading up to this week?
Well, I do. I really do. And I think that, you know, players sometimes think they're ready to play, but when they get out there, they're really not. And I noticed that in pregame. So, you know, hopefully we're settled down now and we'll be ready to go.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, Trace, thank you. That is the end of the first half. Kareem Jackson has an interception and a blocked field goal. Colt David and a right hand out. Let's go back to Tim Brando in our New York studio. Nighttime has descended on Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The Crimson Tide storming back with 17 unanswered. They lead by 3 as we begin the second half in this battle between the co-leaders in the SEC West. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, and Tracy Wolfson with you. LSU will receive to open the third quarter. They go right to left. Trendon Holiday and Keelan Williams are deep. Holiday from 2 yards into the end zone. Popped as he gets out to the 20-yard line. Moments ago, Tracy Wolfson had a chance to talk to Les Miles.
Coach, penalties, turnovers, mental mistakes in the first half. How did you address that with your team in the locker room?
Told them to come out here and play the way they came to play in this game. Finish the second half like they started the first half. They have to have poise. Playing on the road, got to have poise.
We saw Dorsey tweak that injured knee. Can you tell us how he's feeling?
I think it was more of a bump rather than, you know, any real injury. I think it's concerned him. He came off, said, "No, I'm ready to go."
Great, thanks, Coach.
See ya.
All right, there was a flag on the play. Thomas Ritter indicating a half the distance call against LSU, and the ball has been marked back to the 7-yard line.
Well, the speech didn't work.
No.
Start out with a penalty on the first play of the half. Penalties have killed LSU in the first half.
Last 4 possessions by LSU Interception, blocked field goal.
Yeah, they're going for a punt.
On first down, Flynn out of the spread. Handoff, Hester comes left, gets 2, maybe 3 yards out to the 10-yard line. Well, you look at the chronology of this game. Here was LSU, Gary, leading 17-3. They forced the third down and 12 incompletion, but the roughing the passer call, so big.
Absolutely. It set up another try, and that's when Major Applewhite dialed DJ Hall. 2 plays in the first half, 135 yards for Alabama. 2 plays, 96 yards. LSU defense has been doing the job. It's been penalties and interceptions that have changed this football game.
Here's Flynn behind the intended receiver, Demetrius Byrd or Early Doucette. Take your pick. It'll be 3rd and 7. First half stats. Look at the rushing yards for Alabama. -11 total yards. But penalties, the most penalized team in the SEC was penalized 9 times in the first half. Turnovers, 3-1.
Now, LSU's had 3 sacks for 20 yards. So all total, there's been 150 yards roughly by Alabama against this defense, but they have 2 touchdowns.
Handoff, Hester. His knee, well, no, they're going to give him yardage out to the 15-yard line, but that will be short of the first down.
And this is going to be a play where you I don't think, can afford to go for it down here.
Punting unit comes on. Patrick Fisher is on to punt, number 36, the senior from Hyattsville, Maryland. Javier Arenas. Alabama should come out of this with really fine field position. It's a nice punt. Chases Arenas back to the 31-yard line. He avoids the first tackle, can't avoid the second, and then is hauled down at the 35-yard line. 53-yard punt. Glenn Dorsey, you just heard Les Miles say he thought he just got popped, that it was not a re-injury. First down and 10 of that knee injury for him. Here's a running attempt by Terry Grant, number 29, and Derry Beckwith makes the tackle.
Most of the time, Dorsey's taking on 2 guys. A reach block, they call it. Watch the center, number 70, reach. And the guard, Stabler, stay with them. 2 guys, and Dorsey makes a push up the middle and allows his linebackers to make the play. That's great defensive tackle play.
Second down and 9. John Parker Wilson out of the backfield. Caught by Terry Grant. Breaks the initial attempted tackle, and he's got a first down across the 50.
Well, it's line up the back to one side, sneak them under, and throw the screen to the other side. A well-designed play by Alabama, kind of a key buster for LSU, and you can see Beckwith just could not get there and make that play.
That's a gain of 15, a first down and 10. Grant in motion. Beckwith follows him. LSU brings 4. They go left side to Grant. He's got the catch, and he's out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
See, that's what happens when you put a back in motion and a linebacker goes with them. You're pretty sure that that designates man-to-man coverage. Now you've got a halfback on a linebacker. You feel safe throwing the ball out there, and that's why you put him in motion instead of just lining him out there, because as he moves out there, you watch the linebacker go, and it designates to the quarterback that it's man coverage.
John Parker Wilson now, a very modest 7 of 20, but he's thrown for 2 touchdowns. Grant goes left, spilled at the 41-yard line. No gain. Glenn Dorsey, the All-American, number 72. And away from the ball, Keith Brown, 81. Chevis Jackson, 21.
Well, this game's for everything now. Well, everybody's involved. Everybody, game on. Receiver, defensive back playing it. It wasn't vicious.
Nope. Brown has one of the 2 touchdown catches.
Yeah, they're going to motion over to this spot, and the big hole there, they're always going to motion to it.
John Parker Wilson comes right side. Catch is made at the 38-yard line by Mike McCoy. His first grab. That might be enough to move the chain.
See, this is why it's important to read your keys if you're a defensive back. See this big hole here? This just doesn't make sense. You know they're going to put a guy in the middle of that hole. Watch, there goes the guy in the middle of that hole. The big split to the outside. That creates the hole to throw into, and John Parker puts it right on the number.
First down 10. Opening series of the 3rd quarter, John Parker Wilson. And the Alabama Crimson Tide having come from 17-3 with 11 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. They lead it by 3. Wilson under pressure from Glenn Dorsey. And a little chat will take place.
Well, John Parker Wilson initiated that one. He kind of threw it in his arm at Dorsey, kind of like, get off me. And Dorsey says, you know, I've been fighting double teams all game. I'm not about to take it from one. Gets through, throws Parker down. Now watch this. Rolls over on him, and John Parker says, hey, get off me. And big Andre Smith is right there to pick his quarterback up. I like that.
Jonathan Lowe is in at running back now. 2nd down and 10. Lowe, number 30. They load up the left side. On 2nd and 10, here's John Parker Wilson, right side, dropped, incomplete. Actually, Jonathan Zeman got a hand there and knocked it away. 10:49 to go. There's a flag down. Let's check the infraction in just a moment. We're at Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. LSU jumped out to a 17-3 lead. But then big plays and 3 interceptions by the Alabama defensive backfield led to a come from behind.
Holding, number 78. Offense, 10-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
Mike Johnson. They came from 17-3 down to a 20-17 halftime lead. That's where we are.
That's for sure. You know who's been quiet has been Tyson Jackson. A matchup that LSU thought they had the advantage on. Mike Johnson's been doing a good job. Got a penalty there, but Jackson's been quiet.
2nd down and 20. They hand it off up the middle. Jonathan Lowe. Gain of 7. Well, Glenn Dorsey injured against Auburn. Was a question mark up until the start of the game. He's been there, but he got re-injured, we thought, in the 1st quarter.
Well, was ruled to be maybe just a bruise or a bump or something, but Glenn Dorsey is a man, and I'll tell you, he's out there jumping around. He's not just standing there flat-footed. You're getting the full Glenn Dorsey here. I have to say, he's much more healthy than I thought he'd be in this football game.
3rd and 13. Blitz. John Parker Wilson goes down. Tyson Jackson, Glenn Dorsey.
Yeah, that's the matchup that LSU was counting on. You have Tyson Jackson and Dorsey. When you bring one more guy, now it's man-to-man. Right inside of Highsmith there is going to be Tyson Jackson, I believe. It is. He goes right by Mike Johnson. That's a matchup LSU should dominate, and they have not been dominating that matchup.
P.J. Fitzgerald on to punt. Chad Jones is back. That one comes right. Jones, he did not fair catch it. No fair catch signal, and so he runs out to the 28-yard line. 26-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the voluble All-American having a pretty good time. And now Nissan helps us celebrate 75 years of football in the SEC. Take you back to September 1958, the Alabama head coaching debut of Paul Bear Bryant. It was LSU, however, that came away from the victory. Trailing 3-0 at the half, the Tigers got 2 Billy Cannon touchdowns in a 13-3 win. LSU went undefeated that season and won the national title, but Alabama went on to dominate the SEC They went 16-4 under the bear against LSU. First down and 10, Tigers, I formation. Handoff. Jacob Hester. Nice run up the middle.
Woo.
Now, see, I learned from listening to you and Gary Croton. I knew that there was an 80% chance they were going to run that ball.
Close your eyes and almost call that one, can't you? Rashad Johnson, the quarterback of that defense. He's the guy that makes those calls. He's very valuable. Vern told you earlier, he's a walk-on on this team. Darren Mustaine, number 57. He transferred from Middle Tennessee, and Wallace Peerberry had one offer, Alabama. A key player on the line, linebacker, and safeties were not highly sought-after players.
Trendon Holiday is in the backfield. He gets the handoff on the sweep to the right. Can he turn the corner? No. And as he is stopped at the 39-yard line because Kentucky has a bye. First down and 10.
Unbalanced line. They've been doing this a lot, running right behind that 3 side.
Brandon LaFell comes back to the near side. Handoff Hester, nothing.
See, now Johnson read his keys on that one. He was in the box and made the play. He saw what I saw. He said if you listen to coach, he'll give you a hint. There's Johnson, the safety, right in the middle of it. Unbalanced line. Vern says it's 80%. I'm going with the 80%.
Are you?
Yeah, Rashad Johnson was. He said, I heard Vern say 80%. He's going with you.
Intelligent young man. He listens. His other option, Gary, was an offer from the Citadel.
Wow.
Walk on. He was a running back on the scout team his first year after a redshirt season. Here's Flynn, tipped. Almost intercepted. It might be. Was it? Yes, it was. That's number 4 for the Alabama Crimson Tide defense. Javier Arenas.
This ball almost looks like it hits the ground. You see Les Miles, he's going to want to know if he gets a replay because this ball, look, Javier Arenas is right there coming on a blitz. Now watch it, it hits Herman Johnson in the head twice and then Javier gets it. Now the question is, did the nose of that ball hit the ground? Once on Johnson, twice, one a little bit by Doucette and Johnson. Now does the ball touch the ground? Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
That'll come back. That is undisputable visual evidence. Second down. The play is under review.
Now remember, there's no Ryan Perrilloux. I mean, it's Matt Flynn. Excuse me. Now last year, Jamarcus Russell had 2 3-interception games. One time he won.
After review, the ruling on the field is reversed. It was an incomplete pass. It'll be third down and 9 at the 40-yard line.
Remember, a year ago this weekend, Jamarcus Russell had 3 interceptions against Tennessee on the road. Came back to throw that 4th down pass when he wasn't even trying to go to early Doucette. Now, can Matt Flynn stand up there? The measure of a quarterback is not when you're having a 5-touchdown pass game. It's when you're having a tough 3-interception game.
Third and 9. Alabama blitzing. Flynn being chased. Pulls up, looks for help, lobs it out, incomplete. 4th down. Rashad Johnson in the mix.
One of the things you're taught as a quarterback is when you're moving, the ball is moving. And when you throw, the ball drifts with you. Now watch this. When he throws, the ball has the same motion as the quarterback, so you think you're throwing a touch pass, but the ball drifts with you, just like throwing the ball up in the backseat of a car. It just keeps moving. That's what that happened there.
It's scary. I was just thinking of that.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, it really is. This is frightening. Late in our second year. Here's the punt. Javier Arenas lets it go. And it will come to a stop at the 15-yard line. That's a 46-yard punt. Nothing on the return.
A 45-yard punt. No return.
7:03 to go, third quarter. The Crimson Tide of Alabama with a 20-17 lead. 2017 Crimson Tide. They trailed early in the second quarter, 17-3. John Parker Wilson has thrown for 2 touchdowns, one of 67 yards. That really was the touchdown that got Alabama back into this game. Here's Jonathan Lowe, goes left. And John Parker Wilson. At one point, I know, Gary, he was 2 of 9. How's his day
Well,
going?
he's 8 for 22 now. You know, it's not a brilliant day. He's thrown the deep ball has been the difference. That roughing the passing penalty on 3rd and long. There's the pump fake that helped sell it. DJ Hell was the other half of that deep ball. And then right before half, Keith Brown goes up and makes a spectacular catch. Now think about this. Your quarterback is 8 for 22. Your team is rushed for 16 yards, and you're winning.
Inexplicable. Here's the handoff left side. Jonathan Lowe. And some season. And we've got one brewing here, 20-17. Alabama with a 3rd and 4. I forgot Halloween was in the middle of the week.
That's for sure. Halloween, by the way, the birthday of Nick Saban.
56 years young. 3rd down. John Parker Wilson tipped. Tyson Jackson got a hand on it. 4th down.
You must take away the defensive lineman's hands on short pass routes. The way you do that is chop block, not illegally, but take away the legs. Bo Pelini has to be happy with his defense in this football game. They are doing what is expected. It's been turnovers and penalties that have been the story, and big plays by Alabama.
P.J. Fitzgerald on the punt for the 5th time tonight on 4th and 4. Chad Jones awaits it at the 40. Moves up. No fair catch signal. And he stopped at the 47-yard line. That's a 36-yard punt and 5 on the return. It has been a tough night for the senior quarterback for the LSU Tigers. 3 interceptions. We'll be right back. We are at Bryant-Denny Stadium. 5:21 to go in the 3rd. LSU with a 1st down and 10, trailing by 3. Twice this season they've trailed at the half. Auburn and Florida, they won both games. Dropped. Richard Murphy, number 26.
Well, there's an old saying in football, or actually all sports. Playing great doesn't mean something you've never done before. It's just doing the correct or easy things over and over again. In this football game, LSU is not doing the easy things over and over again. It's keeping Alabama in the football game.
Flynn started 8 of 12, Gary. He's now 4 for his last 12. 3 of those have been picked off.
And there's no changeup. There's no parallel for a changeup.
Here's Flynn across the middle. That one is caught, but it's far short of the 1st down. It'll be 3rd down and about 4. Absolutely, Tim. And here it's 3rd down and 6. Keelan Williams in. That one's right side. It's dropped. Picked up by Alabama. A catch, a fumble, and Darren Mustin recovers it.
Well, I'll tell you, this kid, Kareem Jackson, is making the plays. There is a question whether the knee was down or not. We'll take a look at that. But the ball was perfectly thrown. Kareem Jackson, the freshman, see Les Miles, he's pretty confident. I don't know. Well, that's pretty clear that that ball was caught. Are they going to call it incomplete? He was juggling it a little bit, wasn't he? Not sure. I'm going to let the replay official call that.
You don't want my help?
Nope. It's going to be reviewed. What do you want? I didn't mean no. I was thinking of something else. Go ahead.
Incomplete.
Incomplete?
Yep.
All right. You're hot today. I'm going with you. Never go against the flow.
You know, now I'm duck walking on you.
You're wavering.
Yeah, now I am.
I thought he caught the ball clearly. Then
no.
Castile, was it Castile or Jackson? I'm not sure who got it from behind.
Castile. I'm staying with incomplete.
Castile,
yep.
2. Looked like to me it was being juggled just a bit. But we'll see. A big call for LSU. They'd love to punt this ball.
busy night for James Allison, the replay official.
LSU would love to punt this ball the way their defense is playing right now.
After review, the ruling on the field is reversed. It was an incomplete pass. It'll be fourth down. It'll be fourth down. Please reset the game clock to 4 minutes, 34 seconds. 4:34.
I believe that's the third ruling that's been overturned tonight.
If there's a gimmick play of fake that Les Miles has, this would be the time where he could dial it up because the ball was there anyway if he doesn't make it.
He's got Patrick Fisher, the punter, on.
You're one man short.
Yeah, and he comes on and gets set.
Can't be a fake if one guy's even on the field, can it?
No. Touchback. But the LSU Tigers were within a whisper of having turned it over 4 times. Well, Terry Beckwith, the middle linebacker. Glenn Dorsey, All-American defensive tackle. They're on the field. And here it's a 20-17 game with 4:26 to go, third quarter. Alabama leading by 3. Play fake, John Parker Wilson, right side. Matt Caddell, number 11.
Well, you got a team now that feels good about throwing the ball short. Great execution. Coming out of the end zone. Real rhythm, play action pass, rhythm pass. Something you see a lot of teams doing, and you're able to throw the short pass because of something that happened earlier in the game. We'll show you.
First down and 10 after the 13-yard gain. They'll keep it on the ground where they've not been successful tonight. And here's the point you were making, Gary.
Yeah, you remember LSU earlier in the game. This was the touchdown. Watch the coordination between John Parker giving the fake with the ball. DJ Hall freezes the corner, runs right by him. The little things of football, the little execution. Step with the receiver 1 foot, have the quarterback give you a little bit of a hand motion. The corner freezes, you get a 67-yard touchdown. But how it helps you later is those short passes are tough to squat on now.
That was a 67-yarder, and T.J. Hall has caught 2. He caught 1 after that. It's second down. John Parker Wilson comes right side. The tight end, Nick Walker. And he's brought down at the 47-yard line. Another Alabama first down. That's a gain of 10.
First down, Alabama.
Rhythm passing. That time a tight end on a corner. You figure Zenon's going to be able to stop this. This is a tight end running a hitch against Jonathan Zenon. Watch this. Zenon does not get there, and Walker turns up and makes the play. These tight ends for Alabama have combined for more catches this year than any tight end has done in the last 5 years for Alabama.
Nick Walker is out now. They'll go with the 3 wide receiver set. John Parker Wilson started 2 of his first 11. Left side, incomplete. I started to say intercepted by Chevis Jackson. He's got 1 today and should have had 2. 3:04 to go, third quarter. More than 92,000 gathered here to watch as Nick Saban, the first-year head coach at the University of Alabama, takes on his former team, the Tigers of LSU. Les Miles and the Tigers jumped out to a 17-3 lead with 4 minutes gone in the second quarter. A roughing the passer call kind of turned the tide. You just saw the 67-yard touchdown pass that got Alabama back in the game. They scored 17 unanswered, and they lead it by 3. Wilson. Another Alabama first down at the 39-yard line. Another catch by Nick Walker.
This is a play that LSU does not feel should work. They are tilting their defense to the wide side of the field. These guys are all looking this way. It's one-on-one right here. your cover corner against a tight end. You're going to say we're going to tilt towards DJ Hall one-on-one to the bottom, and the tight end is beating your corner.
Jonathan Zenon, who's had an up-and-down season at that left corner. Jonathan Lowe is in at running back now. 3 wides to the left side. Hand off. Grant breaks a tackle to the 30. Face mask against LSU.
Well, Terry Grant spins right into Curtis Taylor's tackle here and gets the face mask. Very obvious on the play.
Jonathan Lowe, I beg your pardon.
Yes, I'm sorry.
During the run, personal foul, face mask, about 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
Jonathan Lowe spun right into Taylor's tackle, and watch him spin right here. That spin turns the face mask right into the right hand of Taylor. Everything is going Alabama's way, the breaks of the game. They're having trouble moving the ball, but all the breaks are going that way. Even a dropped interception by Chevis Jackson earlier.
Jonathan Lowe remains on the field, number 30. He gets the handoff again. 2 yards, perhaps, inside the 15. Glenn Dorsey with the tackle. Well, we mentioned early on. Here's some of the key stats tonight. Look at the rushing yards, Gary. 8.
It's supposed to be that way, is it?
And the penalties and the turnovers.
11 penalties for 100 yards, plus the opportunities that it would have given LSU. 2 of the penalties, one was a first down, and one was a third down, get off the field just before the touchdown.
Now Terry Grant is back on the field, replacing Jonathan Lowe. 2nd down, 9.
They're coming, too. One-on-one with DJ Hall to the bottom of the screen right there.
That's Zenon covering him. John Parker Wilson into the end zone. Caught. Wow. Touchdown. Alabama, Keith Brown. Two catches, 2 touchdowns. Extra point coming.
Tell you, one of the great pass routes of the season. Watch Keith Brown fake out McCray right here. Watch him sell the out route and go in. McCray almost falls down. Watch this. Sells it. McCray's got his hips turned to the sideline. A beautiful route, a great catch. Keith Brown is a star in this game. Look at that route on McCray on that play. That's called beating your man.
Keith Brown, a one-time starter from Pensacola, a senior, has had an ineffective senior season, but tonight, what a huge evening. And John Parker Wilson finds Keith Brown with the touchdown. Nick Saban, this looks like you and me after the game.
That's it. We're done. Put another one in the can. Boy, what a fabulous catch by Keith Brown. A better route. And when you sell out on the blitz, you better get to the quarterback because you've got safety-type people covering your people going to the middle of the field. You got one-on-one with DJ Hall, one-on-one in the slot. He chooses the right one.
24 unanswered points. It was 17-3. Louisiana State with 11:30 to go in the second quarter. At that point, there was a roughing the passer call on Tyson Jackson on an incomplete 3rd and 12 play. Next one was a touchdown. Here's Keelan Williams. Helmet is gone from one of the Alabama players.
Remember we talked about to play great, you don't have to play out of the ordinary, just do the normal things. John Parker Wilson's going to throw what should have been an interception here. Dropped by Jackson. Could have had the ball. Now, here comes Alabama. Face mask penalty, third time in this game. LSU has a penalty that leads directly to a touchdown.
First and 10, LSU. One loss this year, triple overtime at Kentucky. Flynn, left side, caught. Terrence Tolliver. And for the moment, that quiets the crowd. That should be enough for a first down out near the 38-yard line.
Now remember, LSU has some experience playing from behind. They trailed Florida 24-14. They trailed Auburn 17-7.
They trail here 27-17. 39 seconds to go in the third. Doucette in motion left side. Deep right side. Flynn has a man open. Got him in stride. This is Demetrius Boyd, and this is an LSU touchdown of 61 yards. Demetrius Byrd with a catch.
Modern day college football. Holy cow. Demetrius Byrd, who had the fade pass against Auburn, comes back with bump and run and beats him for what? Almost 63 yards. It was 61 yards. Holy cow.
Colt David with the extra point.
Gets him to the outside, puts his hands up, perfect pass, catches it, and Castile has no chance. And Flynn, we talked about it. You throw some interceptions, just keep chopping wood.
Another average evening in the Southeastern Conference. We are in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The Crimson Tide lead it. LSU scores in a couple of plays and took 59 seconds.
Well, you know, I get kidded on this all the time, but so much for momentum. There's no team that could have had more than Alabama, and all of a sudden LSU just keeps coming down, throws a play, and comes back. When you're playing football, if you buy in that the other team has the advantage, you lose.
You know, if you keep preaching about the insignificance of momentum, I might buy a choir roll.
They're going to laugh me out of the booth one of these days, but I don't buy it, and I blame it all on John Elway.
Javier Arenas, are you still bitter about a 98-yard drive?
Absolutely.
Oh, my gracious. 27-24, Alabama.
Well, you're down by 10, you're down by 3. Let's go, Alabama. You still, by the way, Alabama only have 9 yards running. But they got a quarterback that's dialed in. Both of these quarterbacks, by the way, in their last game, Flynn versus Auburn and Parker Wilson versus Tennessee, threw for their career highs just 2 weeks ago.
On first down, they'll keep it on the ground. And it's Terry Grant going left. 2, maybe 3. And that should be the final play of the third quarter. The end of 3 with our score, 27-24, Alabama. We'll return to Bryant-Denny Stadium right after this word from your local station. We begin the fourth from Bryant-Denny, this little neighborhood tussle in Tuscaloosa. 27-24. Alabama has a second down and 7. Play fake. John Parker Wilson. Right side, caught by Terry Grant. Derry Beckwith up on top to make the tackle, and that will be another Alabama first down. I didn't see this one coming, Gary, when we were at the end of the first quarter. This has been extraordinary.
It's spectacular. I mean, this is, I guess, what you expect every week now. You know, I mean, it's just the way it is. Both of these teams, by the way, look at LSU, their last 3 games, they've taken it right down to the wire. 2 in the last minute, 1 in overtime. Alabama's had 5 games go to the fourth quarter late that I say both teams are comfortable playing in a tight game in the fourth quarter. And by the way, if you're going to play in the SEC, you better get comfortable playing with a tight game in the fourth quarter because that's the way it is.
Here's the handoff to Terry Grant going right on first down and 10. Well, one of the statistics that jumps up and grabs your attention is the comparison between Matt Flynn and John Parker Wilson. 15 of 28 on the left. He's been picked off 3 times. John Parker Wilson, 13 of 29. He's intercepted once, but he has 3 touchdowns. Second down and 4.
Pretty much says it all, doesn't it?
Second and 4. John Parker Wilson, right side, incomplete. Third down. How about UConn? Suddenly, I mean, they've been such a basketball power for so long.
Randy Edsall's done a great job rebuilding that program. Just like Jim Levitt at South Florida, he took something and built it.
Third down. Blitz. LSU. John Parker Wilson tipped. Incomplete. Almost picked off by Kirsten Pittman, number 49. It will be fourth down.
I thought they had a chance to go deep to DJ Hall that time. You could see the blitz coming, get man-to-man coverage on DJ Hall. He's got a safety on him, McCray. I thought he should have saw that matchup and gone deep with him. Just throw it up deep. He gets it or nobody gets it.
On fourth down, it'll be P.J. Fitzgerald and Chad Jones at the 25-yard line for the Tigers of LSU. Again, no fair catch. Ooh, dangerous. 36-yard punt, 2 on the return. 13 minutes, 28 seconds to go. SEC football from Bryant-Denny Stadium, with LSU owning the football.
In this situation, the MO for Les Miles has been to run Jacob Hester. Trust his offensive line and pound it. Let's see if he goes to it.
Play fake on first down. Goes deep left side. Man coverage. Bird with a catch. Beautiful job of shielding off the defender.
Absolutely. Bird back-to-back catches. Now remember, what formation was that? I formation. What were they supposed to do on first down?
80% run.
80% run. Gary Croton knew it too. He came back with a play-action pass. He said Danielson's probably up in the booth saying we're going to run the ball. I'm going to go with a play-action pass.
35-yard reception. Flynn to Bird. Keelan Williams and Jacob Hester in. That means Hester moves to the fullback position. Now they split and go from the spread.
Wide split by Hester. They usually throw to him when he's in a wide split.
Here's Matt Flynn. Looks at Hester. Now Flynn in trouble. Flips it out to Hester as the absolute safety valve. And he picks up 3 to the 35-yard line. Well, the points you thought were significant at the beginning of the evening. Who wins first down?
Well, it's true. I mean, LSU's done a better job on first down. They're closing in on 400 yards in offense. But obviously, when you turn the ball over, everything gets wavered. I mean, I could stand up here every week and say turnovers is the key. That's pretty obvious. But when you want to run your offense, the offense has been working because LSU has controlled first down.
Again, Hester at fullback and Keelan Williams at tailback. Alabama has 4 up. They will bring 4. Here's the option toss. Keelan Williams to the 31-yard line, maybe the 32-yard line. Rolando McClain, 25, the linebacker, makes the tackle.
The option play just doesn't have the pop without Ryan Perrilloux. It just doesn't have it. It gets a little bit here, it gets a little bit there, but it's not dynamic when they had the 2 quarterback system with Perrilloux. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you put something in one sentence, nightclub, late at night, somebody punches somebody, you're out of a game usually, don't you?
And that's what happened to Perrilloux. He is serving a 1-game suspension. 3rd and 3. Safety blitz, Alabama. Johnson coming. They don't get the connection over the head of early Doucette.
Yeah, I don't know if he was going to Dixon or on that play or Doucette. Both of them were in the same spot. And now it's either a long field goal or a try for fourth down. Ball went over one guy, went over a second guy, almost went to the bench.
Well, the ball is spotted just outside the 31. And they are going to bring Colt David on. His career long earlier in this game, or not his career, but his season long of 43. Twice this year, we have seen Matt Flynn and Colt David with a fake.
And the last one was blocked by this guy right here.
For the tie. Perfect. 49 yards, Colt David.
Woo! You block the guy coming around the corner. Colt David was pumping him in from 50-some yards in warm-ups. This time it was clean and right between the splits.
And that was a pretty decent job of Matt Flynn for getting a high snap down and in position. 2020. Saturday night at Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, tied at 27, LSU and Alabama. Colt David, a career-long 49-yard field goal. Jonathan Lowe deep to return the kickoff. Josh Jasper will kick it off. 27-27. This is Javier Arenas, number 28. Down at the 30. And Tracy Wolfson with a story on Chevis Jackson.
Well, thanks, guys. It's like the song, he wears his sunglasses at night, but it's not a style statement Jackson's trying to make. He's actually dealing with an injury to both of his eyes that he received against in the Kentucky game. And he's wearing these glasses just on the sideline. On the field, he's not allowed to wear a tinted visor. It's against NCAA rules, so he has to go with a clear one just for protection.
And so he has one interception tonight, another possible pick that was dropped. First down and 10, Alabama. Jonathan Lowe, number 30. Out of bounds, Craig Steltz with second down 4. Rollout. John Parker Wilson chased by Jackson, throws it away. Third down and 4.
LSU will tilt to the left here towards DJ Hall and play man-to-man on the backside.
That's where Keith Brown is. Here's John Parker Wilson. He'll tuck it and run. He's got a first down. There's a flag on the near side.
There's a flag on the play.
Probably going to be Chevis Jackson holding again. Another penalty.
During the run, holding number 21, defense, 10-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
Chevis Jackson was clearly holding on the play. He got beat off the line of scrimmage, and he's going to get called for it. Would have been pass interference, but on the scramble, it becomes holding. Watch him get beat by Keith Brown right here. Grabs the jersey, tugs on it. Flag was thrown. By the time the play was run, it's going to be tacked on. Another penalty. There you see it. Good call.
And the most penalized team in the SEC has now been found guilty of its 12th penalty tonight. First down and 10. Wilson goes down. Tyson Jackson. That's 5 sacks for LSU tonight.
Well, they had none against Kentucky. But the matchup that had to come through was Jackson on the outside against Mike Johnson. You can see it. Johnson barely laid a hand on him that time. That's the matchup that favors LSU in this football game, and Jackson took advantage of it.
Evening's entertainment begins when this Southeastern Conference offering of entertainment concludes. Mike McCoy wide to the right. Lowe getting extensive playing time tonight in the backfield as John Parker Wilson back to throw. Fires it. Good coverage from Danny McCray. Diving catch. Holy cow. Oh, my gracious. Matt Caddell.
Matt Caddell, the hero of the Arkansas game. Now, who's making the plays? The big plays are being made. The tough catches are being made by the Alabama players. LSU is earning every yard. Alabama is making every tough catch.
What a beautiful layout by Matt Caddell. A 41-yard gain, 1st and 10.
Yeah, they're going to look at it, aren't they?
It's under review.
Boy, number 44 has been on almost every one of these plays. He's not going to like to watch this game. Boy, it looked to me like he had his hand under that one.
After review, the ruling on the field is reversed. It's an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down at the 44-yard line.
I'll tell you, they're so hairline. I just say you could put 5 replay booth officials up in the booth, and you're going to get 3, 4, or 5 different calls on that.
What do you think is key here?
I think that he felt the ball hit the ground and it slightly jarred. Clearly, Caddell caught it, but the ground, it hit the ground, and to the official's eyes, the replay official's eyes, the ball moved a couple inches.
Wipes out a 41-yard gain. Brings up a 3rd and 19. Wow. 9:33 to go.
There's been 5 reviews in this game. 4 reversals. Wow.
The conversation, we are told, involves why the chains are wrong. It should be 3rd and 19.
Yeah, you can see it right there,
yeah.
Top of the screen. That's about 9 yards. Now it looks about 5 yards.
The next play is 3rd and 19 yards.
Well, that was a good memory by someone at the LSU sideline.
So a 41-yard pass play. John Parker Wilson, Matt Caddell, reversed by a very busy replay official.
Well, all the action's been going right here by number 44 in this football game. They seem to want to throw the ball at safety, Danny McCray.
On 3rd and 19, John Parker Wilson backed. Little pass underneath. It'll be 4th down. Glenn Dorsey.
Look at Dorsey run. Can you believe this guy? I mean, he's going to be probably the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd player taken in the draft.
Hobbling a little, as you can see.
He's an amazing football player. Engages, reads the screen, reads the blocker, runs out and lays out and makes the play. What a play.
And a change made in special teams now. Early Doucette is back to return the punt. He replaces Chad Jones. Here's the punt by P.J. Fitzgerald. Early Doucette runs up, grabs it, fair catch called, and LSU takes over 75 yards away. Glenn Dorsey grew up 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge, Gonzales, Louisiana. Came back for his senior year, trying to lead LSU to a win. Back in Tuscaloosa, 27-27 with 8:47 to go in the ball game. Matt Flynn and the LSU Tigers 75 yards away. Keelan Williams is the running back. Actually, the ball spotted at the 27, so 73 yards away. Flynn. Deep left side. Catch is made. Nope, incomplete. Early Doucette.
I got to say, I'm a little surprised. Back-to-back series here that Les Miles hasn't dialed up Jacob Hester and tried to power the ball against Alabama. This one, Arkansas ran against his team for 300 yards. Tennessee gashed them in the first half until they started to get behind. They had to throw it. I just kind of thought, that Les would go to Jacob Hester. He clearly has a different idea.
Jacob Hester not on the field. Keelan Williams is 2nd and 10. Right side. Brandon LaFell, number 1. Now, Les Miles is in his 3rd season as the head coach at Louisiana State. 7 previous times they have come from behind in the 4th quarter, most recently against Auburn and 3 weeks ago against Florida. It's 27 all here, 3rd down and 7. Flynn keeps it on the option. Close. Wallace Gilberry with the tackle. Let's see how close.
Boy, this was a dialed-up call. It might have even been an audible because it was just a 3-man line by Alabama. It might have been the call where if you get the 3-man line, go with the option. Players are wide, and Flynn, no sliding now, playing for the national championship. Now, 8 minutes to go. This 4th and inches. I mean, there's no doubt, is there? No doubt that Les Miles will go for it, will he?
Now, LSU, of course, in the conversation for the national title. The first goal would be the SEC West Championship. Now then, Gary, they're 7 of 8 on 4th downs this year. Memorably, they went 5 of 5 in the win over Florida. Memorably, they were stopped on 4th and 2 in the loss at Kentucky. This was against Florida when twice in the winning drive they went for the first down on 4th down. Hester. And then eschewing the field goal, they went for the 1st and goal, and they got the touchdown from Hester and won the game 28-24. They will now go for it on 4th down. Hester is in there with Quinn Johnson.
Now it's inches. Do you quarterback sneak or do you turn around and hand it to Hester?
You move in tight, and then your right guard jumps.
Well, now you're wondering, did Alabama jump, though? It was kind of a planned play that they moved in and drew Alabama offside. The question is, will it be on Alabama or LSU?
Snap, false start. Offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Wow.
Too cute?
They went for a gimmick. It was 4th and inches. Now watch them shift. They shift in. Nobody had their hand down, and as Alabama came across the line, Carnell Stewart kind of reacted to it. Watch them shift. They don't have their hand down. They are allowed to shift in. And as the defender crossed the line, it was Gilberry, wasn't it?
Yes. And Carnell Stewart obviously thought.
Yes, he was in the neutral zone.
Yes.
But it was 4th and 3 inches.
2 fouls on the play. We had a dead ball, false start, offense simulating the snap, and we had a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 71 taking his helmet off, 15 yards, remains 4th down.
I did not see Carnell Stewart take his helmet off. He was upset. But simulating a snap is a 15-yard penalty. And obviously they were doing it.
Yes.
And they were. I mean, I didn't know if they were going to get the call, but they were simulating the snap.
The 13th and 14th penalties of the night against LSU. Here's the punt. Returnable. Arenas. No flags. Touchdown, Alabama.
surprised they didn't go for it on 4th and inches. I got to be honest. I just thought that was a no-brainer. They were going to go for it.
Well, as I said, in the time the penalty was too cute, maybe. And here is the extra point that follows the 62-yard punt return for a touchdown by a 5'9", 175-pound sophomore from Tampa named Javier Arenas.
He's been playing coverage. He broke up the pass to early Doucette. Now he catches it and runs right in between Jacob O'Hare and Brandon LaFell, and basically nobody touches him. Another special teams play. LSU's been making none of them this year.
Alabama has reclaimed the lead.
Toyota presents Heroes of the Fall.
The thing I remember from the 2001 SEC Championship game was that, when Rohan Davey went down with injury, I was kind of on the sidelines, not expecting to play, and I was just nervous, excited. The first touchdown really kind of told my teammates that, hey, this kid can play a little bit, and we're going to be okay. We were down 17-16. That touchdown to put us up, I think, really gave us the confidence that, hey, we can win this game. Just keep doing what we're doing. It was just a great feeling to know that we knocked off one of the best teams in the country, and I think it really established where we were going as a program at LSU.
Toyota, moving forward.
34-27, 7:33 to go. Obviously, folks will always remember the 62-yard touchdown on the punt return by Javier Arenas. They should not forget the 4th and 2 inches play. Les Miles on the left, Nick Saban on the right. Much more pressure on the guy on the left than there is on the guy on the right.
You think you can feel it up here, and his team has cracked a little bit under that pressure. They've been the ones that are making the silly penalties.
Twice tonight we've seen unsportsmanlike calls. Once to senior Jacob Hester, that time on Carnell Stewart. Here's Holiday, knocked to the ground. It started with 4th and 2 inches.
All the offensive linemen have their hands up. They don't have them down. They're going to shift in. That is called an illegal simulation of the snap count. Now watch Carnell Stewart. He's the one who moved towards Gilberry. He takes his helmet off. Another senior mistake. Hester had one. Stewart had one. And then to finish off a terrible sequence of 2 penalties, Javier takes it to the house.
14 penalties to 2. That's a lack of discipline.
Or succumbing to the big game pressure.
Dropped.
Absolutely dropped.
Dixon.
Wasn't a perfect throw, but it should have been caught throw. Coming right down the middle, ball's thrown right down the hash. Dixon's got this one, just a back number catch, and the reliable Richard Dixon drops it.
Lineup tonight. Another reminder, we'll begin the evening when this game is complete. Or we'll continue the evening. 7:23 to go. Matt Flynn under pressure, incomplete. 3rd and 10.
Oh, man. Dixon is saying, come on, I got grabbed on that one. Ezekiel Knight had me in the back. Let's see if he was right, or he's just feeling it and trying to work the referees. Middle of the screen, there he is right here. He'll move to the right. Watch him move to the right. Ezekiel Knight sticks out his arm and grabs his hip.
$7:16 to go, 3rd and 10.
Excuse me, we're not going to be able to do much. They're under 10 seconds on the play clock.
Blitz. Flynn sacked. Wallace Gilberry.
Well, it was Carnell Stewart again. Did not get his feet moving. Watch him just freeze at the line of scrimmage. He stands there. Gilberry beats him around the corner. And Matt Flynn, who had a wide open Demetrius Byrd, had no chance on the play.
Wallace Gilberry, who was the first man recruited by Mike Shula, the former coach, had to attend the funeral of his great-grandmother on Friday. Tonight, 3 sacks. Arenas almost lost it.
Javier Arenas on the return to the 45.
The thing I love about college football is the great predictability.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you just can figure this game out all around. Javier Arenas makes a good play of stopping the rolling ball and then almost gives it back. Now, this LSU defense must come through now. If it gets to where they give up 2 or 3 first downs, it's going to be a field goal and the game will be out of reach.
Dorsey and Jackson among those on the defensive front. Double tight end set for the Crimson Tide. Terry Grant is the running back. 6:26 to go in the game. Grant gets it. 4 yards.
Arkansas, I think, they're hairs away from being a very good team. They'll be a tough out the rest of this season in the SEC.
2nd down and 6. Jonathan Lowe goes right, driven out of bounds by Craig Stelz, the outstanding senior safety from New Orleans.
Craig Stelz on the tackle.
Keep beating on this drum, but total yards 392 to 259. The penalties, Gary.
Well, if you add the 131 to the 259, you come up with why this game as it is, and then the turnovers, you don't even see a punt return in there for a touchdown. So sometimes stats are misleading, but in this game, if you watched it, you know why LSU is struggling to be in this football game.
Derry Beckwith, the middle linebacker, leaving the field with assistance. Remember Les Miles when he talked with Tracy Wolfson before the start of the 3rd quarter? We must play with poise.
And he was right. Listen, Alabama's going to have a tough time running clock. They've run the ball for 26 yards, Alabama has. Les Miles is depending on his defense to turn the ball back over to the offense, and it'll be 4-down territory no matter where they get the ball, I think.
3rd and 5 now. Blitz coming. John Parker Wilson. It's picked up. He goes deep left. Mike McCoy, incomplete. Chevis Jackson with the coverage. 4th down.
When you talk about going for it, you talk about going for it all. Alabama says they're going to be squatting. They're going to try to keep us from getting the first down. Let's throw the ball deep. Had that ball been thrown outside another 3-4 yards, that could have been the proverbial nail. Well, I don't know if there is one in college football, but the
Not anymore.
proverbial nail in the coffin.
Early Doucette, the senior wide receiver, is back to return it. P.J. Fitzgerald to punt it. Turn on all the way. Doucette runs up, makes the catch, and goes out of bounds. 4 minutes, 53 seconds to go. Now we'll talk about this long into the night. LSU had 4th and 2 inches.
There's the shift. You're going to see the shift. And then taking the helmet off. And then tack on the punt return. Wow, what a 4th and inches play that was.
Keelan Williams is the running back. Both teams with their full complement of timeouts. Here's Matt Flynn back. Screen pass over the head of Keelan Williams. 2nd down and 10. Flag on the last play.
Another penalty on LSU. Holy cow.
Ineligible player downfield on a pass that went behind the line. Number 74. That penalty is declined. Second down.
See, even though it was a screen pass, if the ball would have been caught, it would have been caught in the backfield. But because it wasn't caught, it crossed the line of scrimmage, and that meant it was a legal offensive lineman downfield.
Second and 10. The once beaten Tigers of Louisiana State trailing by 7. Matt Flynn, the quarterback. Brandon LaFell, big gain out of bounds to stop the clock at the 35-yard line. 19 yards on that pickup and a first down.
Well, LaFell, who's had a lot go through his hands this year, it's a good thing he didn't drop this one. Stutter cross route. One of the West Coast offensive plays that everybody carries now, stutter cross. The great Bill Walsh invented that play.
First and 10. Empty backfield. Ball at the 35. Little pass underneath. Brandon LaFell out to the 48-yard line. Stop is made by Ali Sharif, number 26. Back-to-back catches by Brandon LaFell. That one for 14. Flynn on the left. John Parker Wilson on the right.
Well, remember, Matt Flynn waited 5 years for this opportunity. Glenn Dorsey came back for a senior year. LSU rated preseason number 2. Their former coach on the other sideline. It's all on this drive.
That one is made by Early Doucette. Out of bounds at the 47-yard line. 4:13 to go. Glenn Dorsey can only watch right now. Al Woods sitting next to him. Second down and 5. Nick Saban. The record against top 25 teams. Last year they were 0-4. This year 2-1. Mike Shula, of course, the former coach. Second and 5. Pass underneath. Early Doucette incomplete. Dropped it when he was hit by Ali Sharif.
Perfect throw, and Sharif just comes around and rakes the ball out of Early Doucette's hands.
Third and 5.
Can't get any more drama than this. You just can't get any more. And Nick Saban on the other sideline with an Alabama coaching shirt on against LSU, trying to win and get into the national championship game.
Flynn, Bird, first down. And the clock will stop as they reset the chain with 4:02 to go.
See, now, LSU is making the routine plays now. This is what you expect from a team with everything on the line. Routine plays. You don't have to make any miracle catches here. Just throw the ball, put it in his stomach, catch it, don't fumble it, move the chains.
On this drive, Matt Flynn, 4 of 6. Bird has now caught 6 for 144 yards. Handoff on the running play goes to Richard Murphy. Might have lost a yard. Well, coming up tonight, CSI Miami, then CSI, and we'll follow that with 48 Hours Mystery. Timeout has been taken by Louisiana State. And there's an Alabama huddle out on the 35-yard line. Matt Flynn.
I'll tell you, what surprised me most in the second half has been 2 things. The non-use of Jacob Hester and 4th and inches trying to trick him.
Now the 4th and 2-inch play. Very unusual. 34-27 with 3:36 to go. Brett Helms, the center, over the ball. Alabama with 3 down. They will bring 3 and drop 8. Flynn, LaFell. Can't slip the tackle of Ali Sharif. He's down at the 33-yard line.
Well, anytime you put a running back way to the outside and you see a cornerback line up over him, you know it's going to be zone. That's the tip-off to Matt Flynn, and he goes to those drop-off passes, the little stop routes in the seams. So this is a running back way down here. Here's a corner on him.
That corner is Simeon Castillo. 3rd and 4. Flynn, incomplete. Marcus Carter covering Brandon LaFell. 4th and 4.
Well, when it's 3rd and 5, the defense moves up a little bit. And this time Marcus Carter could have been caught, but was in pretty good position to make it a very tough catch. Now, do they go to early Doucette? Do they go to Richard Dixon? I don't even know if Dixon's in the game, but those are the money guys.
Dixon is in the game. He's to the left side.
And Doucette is in the slot.
Jacob Hester is also on the field. 4th and 4.
Here comes Alabama.
Flynn, Doucette has it at the 15, the 10. Touchdown, Louisiana State.
In this situation, you think players, not plays. And that's what LSU did. They thought players go to their money guy, Doucette, and he made the play.
Colt David is the all-time leader in extra points made coming in tonight, 131. This is for the tie. High snap. Kick up. Great job by Flynn of getting the high snap down.
Comes out. Arenas comes in. Nothing fancy. Nice catch. No tackle. And you put it to your guy, your senior, who had that catch against Tennessee. He comes back and makes the catch, the playmaker, where LSU comes through. But you know what? There's still 2 minutes and 49 seconds left.
(34-34), 2:49 to go in regulation in this ball game. As the Tigers go 84 yards in 10 plays. What's at stake? Leadership in the SEC West. 4-1 and 4-1.
Seems like there's more at stake than that if you're Les Miles, doesn't it?
Well, yes, you make a very valid point.
Seems like the ability to live a nice life might be at stake. It's only my second year here, but it feels like that.
Javier Arenas, who has a 62-yard punt return for a touchdown. Well, we began the day by talking about how many folks in Louisiana State who follow this Tiger football team see this game tonight as a referendum on the coaching abilities of this man who succeeded the guy on the other side, Nick Saban.
I think there was an old saying here in the South. The bear could take his guys and beat your guys, and then he could take your guys and beat his guys. If that happens tonight, the old bear may just turn over and say, he finally got the right guy.
1st down and 10. Terry Grant, the running back. John Parker Wilson, the junior from Hoover, Alabama. Suburb of Birmingham is on the field. Right side, too high. Incomplete for DJ Hall.
John Parker Wilson's pass to DJ Hall.
68 total points, most in series history. Interesting.
I'll tell you, Keith Brown had safety, Craig Steltz, on a man-to-man. Watch this, right down the middle of the field. Steltz is going to be man-to-man on Keith Brown. Touchdown. That ball is thrown down the middle of the field. Touchdown. Someone else besides me is going to notice that.
Second down and 10. Keith Brown comes in motion in a slot to the left side. Pressure coming. John Parker Wilson. Nobody open. He's sacked. That's the 6th sack tonight. Tyson Jackson and Marlon Favorite.
Yeah, that matchup has proven to be what we thought, the matchup that favored LSU. Alabama's been able to cover it up a bit, but Tyson Jackson right there has been too much for Mike Johnson. You can see why Alabama's been forced to throw a lot of those little quick passes now, 3rd and long, and they don't pick it up. LSU is going to get the ball back in great field position, and Colt David can make them from 50 to 55 yards.
3rd and 12. 4 seconds on the play clock. They just do get it. Snap. Blitz coming. John Parker Wilson. Fumble. LSU has recovered at the 2-yard line. Curtis Taylor recovers it. Chad Jones, number 3, got in on John Parker Wilson.
And Glenn Dorsey was down on the field again.
There's a flag at the 29.
Illegal shift on the offense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a fumble. First down.
All-out blitz on each of these 3 plays. Alabama brought everyone. Watch it. There he is right there, unblocked. He goes for John Parker. The ball comes loose clearly. Andre Smith's holding on for dear life to see if he can handle Kirsten Pittman. And back comes the guy who made the sack. It is being reviewed. But look at Andre Smith trying to hold on and keep Pittman from getting it. And then all of a sudden, Curtis Taylor swoops in to get it.
The point at issue is if he was down before the fumble.
Yes.
And the discussion still going on. John Parker Wilson with the fumble at the 3. And here's Thomas Ritter.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It was a fumble. LSU's ball, first down.
Now, there are 2 strategies that Nick Saban has. Remember, he has all 3 timeouts. One is to employ the Mike Holmgren strategy of letting the team score, get the ball back as your only chance. The other is to use your timeouts and just hold on for dear life. All 3 are there.
Mike Holmgren did that in a Super Bowl, the Seattle coach. Now, it was with the Packers at the time. Here's Hester. Bangs toward the goal line, and he's stopped a yard short. Prince Hall, number 21, sophomore linebacker, makes the tackle. Alabama uses one of its 3. They have 2 remaining. Second and goal, 90 seconds to go. What a wacky game.
Well, one thing you know is there are people in Oklahoma and Oregon, all those one-loss teams right now are rooting for Alabama. I can tell you that right now.
Big time. Both teams with 2 timeouts left. John Parker Wilson. Tough start tonight. He was 2 of his first 11, but then he came back with 3 touchdown throws and then the fumble with Chad Jones draped all over him.
How about old 4th down less? He blows one on 4th and inches. Well, that's not quite fair. One doesn't work out on 4th and inches that we second-guessed. And then on 4th and about 4, he went to early reset and dialed up the right guy.
Second and goal here. 90 seconds remaining in a tie game.
Might be a great game, but it's not going to top this one.
Hester is the deep back in the eye. Jacob Hester dives over, touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you, you thought Jacob Hester was going to get it 4th and inches or a quarterback sneak. The guy doesn't fumble. He makes positive yards. I was wondering where he was the whole second half, but when it was needed the most, he came through and got it. Now, this is absolutely mandatory, this extra point, because Alabama can bring it right back down the field.
Well, these snaps from Jacob O'Hare have been adventurous here lately. This one is good. And the extra point is up and through. The senior from Shreveport Evangel, Jacob Hester.
And he goes, he makes it, he doesn't fumble, he catches passes, and he's a tremendous leader. Oh, poor old Nick Saban recruited the guy to the team that's winning. Well, one thing we know about winning the BCS championship, you don't have to be pretty all year. You just have to get there. You know, Ohio State wasn't pretty all year. They didn't do it. LSU, when they won the national championship, wasn't pretty all year. Florida wasn't pretty all year last year. But if you get there, you could win it.
Getting there. Here's Javier Arenas, number 28, hauled down by Chad Jones. What a big night he's had with the key sack, forcing the fumble. Chad Jones. His father, by the way, is a part of Danny Werfel's ministry in New Orleans. Chad Jones and Raheem Alem, they're brothers on this football team.
True freshman who they say the sky is the limit for this guy. He's going to be a superstar. All-out blitz. The last time LSU was in there on the 3 plays, they blitzed 3 times. What will they do now when they've got a 7-point lead?
Alabama, 2 timeouts remaining, so also does LSU. Here's John Parker Wilson back. He gets out of the tackle, scampers up the middle. How about that? A gain of 23.
This is the guy that told us yesterday that if Rich Rodriguez would have come here instead of Nick Saban, I might have been playing baseball because I'm not that good a runner. He looked like he could play for Rich Rodriguez's or anybody's offense tonight.
23-yard gain, 1st and 10 at the 50. Wilson across the middle, batted down by Glenn Dorsey. Remember the scare for LSU fans in the first quarter when this All-American Glenn Dorsey, who's playing with a brace on his right knee, went down, looked like he might be finished for the night, if not the season.
Yeah. When I saw that chop block 2 weeks ago, I thought he was done for the season. I got to tell you that.
2nd and 10. 65 seconds to go. Blitz. Right side. Incomplete. Jonathan Zenon diving for it.
Well, it looks obvious that LSU has decided they're going to try to put pressure any way they can on John Parker Wilson. They don't feel good about the 4-man rush right now. Now look, you're Major Applewhite. Do you dare go with that Kentucky play? Remember that burned LSU where you run the slant and go? They did it near the goal line. They've already hit one of those in this game for a big touchdown. Do they dare do it again?
3rd and 10. From the corner, John Parker Wilson caught at the 45. It will be 4th down.
Hey, called it incomplete.
No, it's incomplete.
Yep, ball popped out. Great hit by Jackson that time to jar that ball out. End of the play right here. Ball is being bobbled. Jackson comes around. I don't think he really had control of it. Now it's Alabama's turn. 4th down play. How about this? John Parker Wilson led, remember, this Alabama team back for a victory against Arkansas and a tie against Georgia. It's a little different defense he's facing right here.
Alabama uses a timeout. They've got one left. 41-34. By the way, we were told roughly 35 to 40,000 people from the state of Louisiana, LSU fans, made the trip over here. LSU was given 7,000 tickets to sell. So there are a lot of Tiger fans in the neighborhood.
Now, remember, I said think players, not plays. Do they go to DJ Hall on this, or do they just run the offense?
Chevis Jackson is up to play tight. Now he goes inside. 4th and 10. No blitz. John Parker Wilson. He's got a guy open. Keith Brown again. No.
Jarred out. It was jarred out. Mr. Craig Stelz came up with that hit. There it is. Keith Brown, who's had 2 great catches. Watch Stelz. That would have been a catch, and big Stelz comes out and jars it out to win this football game. Senior. Dorsey, Hester, Stelz.
Louisiana State comes from behind.
Takes a knee.
And the Ruby Tuesday player of the game, Glenn Dorsey, 7 tackles, 2 for loss, 1 sack on a bum knee.
And also remember, we challenged Matt Flynn. We said Jamarcus Russell did it, throwing 3 interceptions. Could Matt Flynn come back and do the same thing? 24 for 44, 352 yards, 3 touchdowns. Look at Les Miles. Fear the hat.
Bo Pelini, his defensive coordinator in the sweatshirt. (41-34).
Well, this is as good as it gets in college football, if you ask me. It was one of 2 games we circled, wasn't it, Vern?
Yes.
We wanted Florida at LSU, and we wanted LSU at Alabama, and we got 2 great games.
Nick Saban's team falls 7 points short. Les Miles' team. What relief. He'll never say it, but what relief he must be feeling.
Yep. You got a great team. Good luck to you.
A brief good luck to you.
I thought he said, you've got a great team. Good luck to you.
Confirmed. Matt Flynn with the comeback. The senior from Tyler. Les Miles' record now as the head coach. That's Michael Burnett by his side. Les Miles' record is 30-5.
I guess they'll keep him.
Will the ghosts be gone?
I think they'll keep him.
And it's time now for the 5-star play of the game presented by Wrangler. Here's Jim Hawthorne of the LSU Radio Network.
Shotgun formation. LSU's bringing everybody, and they got Wilson. He fumbled the ball. It's loose. LSU has got it at the 3-yard line. Kirsten Pittman and Derry Beckwith created the fumble from John Parker Wilson. Let's see.
And so, before a sellout crowd of 92,000, Louisiana State, ranked 3rd in the country, assumes command of the SEC West. They're 5-1. 41-34 the final. Les Miles' bunch defeats Nick Saban's bunch. Louisiana State 8-1 for the year, 5-1 in the SEC. For Gary Danielson and Tracy Wolfson, I'm Vern Lundquist. For those of you on the West Coast, Tim Brando will be along shortly.
What can SWABIZ do for your bottom line? With no setup or transaction fees, Southwest Airlines' free online corporate travel tool can save your business a bundle. To sign up, visit SWABIZ.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Has love come to this single guy?
I was thinking about getting us matching highlights.
Heather Locklear returns to Rules of Engagement.
Look what I did without even fake yawning first.
New episode CBS Monday.
The new season of The Amazing Race premieres CBS tomorrow after 60 Minutes.
The 2007 Toyota Tundra is big, and at $279 a month, the price is anything but. That's a Toyota Tundra Double Cab SR5 for $279 a month on a 48-month lease with $999 down. The Toyota Tundra.